just normally. Okay.
Well, good evening, everyone, and welcome to Aeroflow Race Reel. It's Reverend Rocket up here in the studio tonight, and joining me tonight, well, we've got a bit of a change in the commentary box, guys, but please do not panic. We'd like to welcome one of our new commentators who's just joining us. This is his first night tonight. No stranger, though, to the car scene, and definitely no stranger to presenting work either. Adam Heron, welcome to Sydney Dragway.
Thank you, Stuart. Thank you. Really excited to be here. Really excited.
And on the wheels of steel tonight, we've got the Bushman. Unfortunately, Benji had a bit of an accident on his motorbike, and he's a bit shook up, but he's beyond the mend. So, Ben, we're sending our wishes to you, buddy. And I know you're watching the live stream, so we will keep it PG rated, mate. It's great to see you tuning in. Of course, to all our regulars that tune in from around the world as well. Gus Man, Panel Van Man, BA Skidder, welcome, guys. As we kick it off.
There's a Ben Gerard on there too.
There is a Ben Gerard on there. Yes, Mr. Gerard, yes. He's probably lying at home with a can of drink in his right hand. Now, we just had the red lights flashing. So I'm not quite sure what's going on there. That car in the Aeroflow lane hasn't made its way around the corner as yet.
He stopped at the end, yeah.
He's moving very, very slowly around the turnaround. I can see Pete down there, our track walker at Sector 1. And Dylan at Sector 2 just going over towards the Aeroflow lane for a quick look. So maybe one of the reflectors. No, so just maybe one of the reflectors not working. Sammy Joe, who normally races here, also one of our great track officials. Sammy Joe's tuning in from Perth today. Of course, Sammy Joe doing a bit of work with the cricket at the moment, the women's BBL. Go the Sydney Thunder.
Oh, yeah.
Well, good luck to you over there, Sammy. We miss you here, but Brian's here tonight and he's racing. So hopefully you'll be able to keep an eye on the live stream and be cheering on your other half. Because Brian normally runs in Super Street in his Commodore. And he's doing a great job in it as well. Yeah, it's a little bit quiet, Taylor, here at the track. Hopefully it might pick up later. And I mean, let's face it, Taylor, there's $1,200 up for grabs for the perfect light. I mean, Adam, wouldn't you want to get involved in that?
It sounds like a great investment, actually, mate. You come here with $65 these days, and you could walk away with $1,200. It's a great incentive. Hopefully it goes off tonight. It'd be awesome.
All right, we've got. It's coming up as Ace Stojovski in a Holden Tirana. Well, that's definitely not a Holden Tirana, and I doubt that it is Ace. But this Falcon looks like it's got a set of radials on the rear end of it, taking on the Honda Civic Type R. The Type R off the line, .463 on the tree from him. Tell you what, this Falcon went all right. Adam, 1.73 in the 60.
Great reaction there. Great reaction. He's coming around. Wow, 10.5, 135 versus a 14.6 at 95.
That's our first 10-second pass of the night. G'day, BA Skidder. Ricky Casso said, I'm a kangaroo just watching mid-track. Well, hopefully, Ricky, we don't get any skippies tonight. Daniel Ryan out there in his Falcon, one of our other Super Street competitors, runs a Barra 4-litre in the front of the Falcon, and the Commodore Ute with a beat-up tailgate running on through with a 13.48 and 102 to 15.1. As one of the Khalidi Motorsport cars makes its way out in the rocket lane. The Falcon, which I've got a sneaking suspicion, if that was a car that was here last week. Sammy Joe, I don't know if you're watching the live stream still. Is that your sister? It is? Yep. Okay, great. Of course, getting a bit of practice on the tree, Adam. I've been told that her sister is going to be running in the state champ rounds next year.
Awesome.
Running in Street Fighter.
Yep.
So it's good to see some more ladies getting involved.
100%. Got Dimitri here in the RS6 wagon, fellow Audi enthusiast.
Yeah, congratulations, BA Skidder, winning a skid comp on the weekend in the 6-cylinder class. Well done, mate. All right, FDL taking on Brian Adesing in the Commodore, the 5.7-litre LS. Brian out with a .102 on the tree, 1.77 in the 60. FDL in this very quick Audi sports wagon, 2.32 in the 60. And Brian running on through 12.48 at 110. Great pass there from Brian, and 11.86 there.
How good's the sound of a rotary, Stuart?
Oh, I love the sound of a rotary, you know. If Benji was here, yeah, Ben, you know you love the sound of the rotaries, mate. The Bushman's trying not to make himself laugh. So, yeah. Hey, we got Shane down there in the wagon. Of course, yeah, I just stop that then. Shane down there in the wagon, he's normally races in our state champ rounds, and he's taken a little Mazda 1300, one of our regulars. Here at Sydney Dragway, Shane goes .110 red, still runs on through at 1354, and an 1174 at 116 for the little 1300. We've got David Martisevic in the rocket lane, another one of our Super Street competitors. And you talk about people, Adam, that are very, very quick on the lights, and they don't get much quicker than David Martisevic off a foot brake.
The 1200 might be taken tonight if he's going to take it off. Let's see how he goes here. Wow, 0.996 reaction time there. Yeah,
the TD Cortina, 347 Windsor underneath the bonnet of David Martisevic's Cortina, and he runs on through with a 1069 at 126 as the Ute runs on through with a 1383. All right, we got a little Gemini down here that's got a roll cage in it. Now that's cool.
Let's see if GTS here on the right lane.
Yeah, that looks like Dominic Peroni down there, one of our IHRA Real Street licence holders. We've got the red lights flashing again, so I'm not quite sure what is going on. I can't see anything on the cameras up here. Maybe something going on down in the deep end. Oh, how cool is that, Adam? There's a Ford Sierra Cosworth down here.
I noticed that coming in today, this afternoon. Got a bit excited when I saw it. Reminds me of the old Dick Johnson days.
Oh, yeah.
Showing our age there, but...
Oh, we are, mate. But I tell you, still to this day, they were classified as the best Ford Sierras that were ever built around the world by Dick Johnson Racing. Actually, a little bit of news about Dick Johnson Racing this week. Turns out they're going to be probably getting the chassis from Erebus that Brody won the championship in this year, and going to use that, but obviously put the Mustang gear in it and on it. So it's going to be interesting. They're moving away from a Pace Innovations built chassis, and they're going to one of the Erebus built chassis. So be interesting to see how he goes with the Ford motor in it.
It'd be good for his two position too if he's got his winning chassis too. So
that's right.
They be different to see how Brady goes in the Ford.
Well, I mean, they're talking about, they're always talking about parity. Well,
Correct.
You can't get better than that, can you?
Correct.
I mean, if you want to know parity, stick a driver in a different model car.
See how it goes. Looks like we're going to read the line up again.
Yeah, we've got the little Gemini down there with the roll cage. This thing looks really cool. I like that. And
Nearly 3 wheels there.
I reckon Dominic Peroni off the start line with a 1.59 in the 60. Hey, Bushman, I think the Gemini might get it. He does.
What a time.
11.31 out of the Gemini to a 10.04 with a 1. Go the Gemmy. That was cool. All right, Smoke and Joe Sabello in the Sylvia. And he's going to be taking on the Ford Sierra Cosworth. Now, it's not very often you see a Ford Sierra with a parachute on the back of it.
And a little N on the back window there, Stewie.
I didn't even see that.
Yeah.
That's cool. That's cool. Well, Joe, just a little bulk off the start line there. Had a slight little pedal. I don't know what's going on with the little Ford Sierra, but a 9.10 for Joe.
And 14.01 for the Sierra at 137 mile. Probably, hopefully he picks up that a bit tonight. It's probably first run, so get the jitters out. Back onto the bikes now.
Yeah, we welcome all our two-wheeled riders here at Sydney Dragway as part of Aeroflow Race for real. Michael Richards is back this week. He's back on his trusty 750 Jexer. Well, 000 on the tree.
Wow.
Race number 8139.
Well done. Well done. But 9.3, 152 mile an hour. Coming in the second of the 11.27 to 127. Next two riders lining up here. So, look at here, Michael Richards here in the left-hand lane, the Aeroflow lane, staging up. Great take off there from Michael. 10.03 at 135 and coming across the line, and the rocket lane is the 14.5 at 79 kilometres an hour. Next two lining up.
So we'll get confirmation as to whether he has won. Obviously, he did do the 000, but the bike has to be street registered.
Right. Okay. You can hear a postie like Stewie.
Yeah, that's cool.
Shane Coping here in the Kawasaki H1. 0.2 reaction time for the rocket lane. And crossed the line with a 10.07, 144. And a 13.92 at 93 miles an hour. Yep. Just waiting for the Aeroflow lane to get into stage. Here we go. That thing is small, but definitely is mighty. It goes over for a 10.36, 127 mile versus a 11.29 at 135. Change it back over now to the vehicles. The BRBF Falcon versus the Civic. Just waiting for the Falcon to get into position here. Civic's taken off. We're going to see if we're going to have an issue with the Falcon. Coming up the line, 15.12 at 93 mile an hour. Good solid run there from the Civic. Looks like the Falcon's now ready to line up. .3 on the 8th, finishing up down the quarter. 12.43 at 117. Next up, we've got the looks like BA Falcon versus the VZ SS, SV6, sorry. Try and get the Falcon adjusted up here. There we go. Coming up to the line now, we're looking here, we've got the Falcon doing a 13.81 at 103. The Commodore doing a 16.5 at 87. Up next, we've got the VY versus the Falcon. Both lined up. Looks like a good close race. Oh, both crossed the line there, very close there. 16.26 to a 16.59. With the RS6 wagon now lined up here with the Ford. RS6 is coming around. Gonna take it to the line here for a 12.23 at 124. And taking a 17.4, 77 miles an hour. Coming now again on the rocket lane, we've got Brian Atta in the VY versus the white Falcon Ute. Both staged up. Oh, great reaction from the Falcon Ute there. Very close. 0.07 reaction time closing in, coming around for a 14.77, 92 miles an hour to a 12.55 and 110. Here's some noise. Look at that. SSV Jet, the VF Commodore. In the Aeroflow lane and the rocket lane, we've got that mighty rotary. Rotary's ready to run, he's staged. And they're off. .7.4 in the 8th for the Mazda there, it's great. Coming in there, finishing off there at 11.64 at 116 versus a 14.3 at 132. Looks like got the VL Commodore in the rocket lane. He's hit the red here, but it's fine. Coming down the lane, looks like he's might have an issue for the Commodore here. He's just slowed down a bit. Comes across there for a 12.36, 110 versus a 13.49 at 57. Let's have a quick look at the chat here tonight. G'day, Sicko Miko. Good afternoon, mate. Panel Van Man, how are you? Good to see some of the regulars in the chat tonight on the stream. We've got the mighty Gemini in here in the rocket lane. And the old Holden. Good old yellow Holden in the Aeroflow lane. Just doing a quick mop up here on the rocket lane at stage. Solid burnout from the Gemini. The Holden getting ready to stage. Gemini coming in now. Getting the Holden ready to line up again. Quick reset. Staged. Full reaction time to the Holden. He's taking the lead here. Gemini's trying hard to catch up to him. Comes across 10.53, 124 versus a 11.46 at 119.
All right, guys, we're just getting confirmation on that reaction time. At this stage, that bike is not eligible because it's not street registered. It is not a street registered vehicle as per the rules on a Wednesday night, but I am waiting to get confirmation from our meeting director. So unofficially at this stage, the money is still on the table. Now we've got Mark Hayes down there in this brand new Tirana. And I just spoke to Carolyn downstairs. This is the first pass this car's ever made. It's a brand spanking new
Beautiful
Tirana.
colour.
It took 6 years to build it.
Wow.
And goes an 1160 with an 8 at 125. It's a beautiful looking car.
Makes it more rewarding, Stewie, when you spend some time, like 6 years putting it together. Kind of becomes part of the family, doesn't it? Let's look at the Kawasaki here in the Aeroflow lane.
Yeah, maybe the big ZX14 that comes out here pretty much every week. And running on through with a 10.17 with the Ford, 144 to an 11.18. As we got the Ducati down here in the Aeroflow lane.
.3 reaction time in the Aeroflow lane. Rocket Lane came around for a 1080 at 138 versus a 1478 at 75. Stout burnout here from the Rocket Lane. .14 this time, reaction time. Wow. 10.01, 135 and 11.45 at 136. Last two bike pairings coming up now for the stage. Taken off.
Oh, yeah. Well done to hold on to
Great
that.
recovery.
Because that bike running a radial tyre on the rear end of it, 9.61 with a 6 at 151 miles per hour. But yeah, it's very much a street radial, extended swing arm on board that JAXA 1000.
That was a case of when in doubt, power out.
That's exactly right. Yeah.
Got the Civic head up again with the Falcon. This is the third time they've had a little bit of pairing here. Looks like the Civic might be up for revenge, hopefully. He's got him off the line. See if he can keep the gap.
Well, 008 on the tree there from the Civic. That's a damn good reaction time. The Falcon is definitely not going to catch him.
Wow.
2.36 in the 60 for the Honda and a 14.77 as this crewman Ute comes back out.
Commodore versus Commodore. Both of them staged up. .12 reaction time from the Ute. He's taken off with it. Costing 8.8 on the 8th, and he's coming over the line now for a 13.66 101. And then the Rocket Lane, we've got the Red Commodore coming in at a 16.16 at 88.5 miles an hour. Coming over in the Aeroflow lane, we've got Daniel Ryan in the Ford Falcon, Ute. Coming up against the Commodore sedan into the Rocket Lane. Falcon's taken the gap and he's running with it.
All right, to all our racers that are out the back, guys, we've got confirmation. The money is still on the table for the 000 reaction time. Unfortunately, the bike that did it earlier, it is not a road registered bike. And as part of the rules for our Wednesday night, the reaction time competition is open to street registered vehicles only. Okay, so to all our racers, if you've got a street registered car, the money is still on the table.
Bring it down. Have a go.
All right, we've got this gentleman down here in the Ford Cortina. I actually interviewed him last week. Terrific bloke too. And last week he was having a race against his son-in-law, I think it was.
Oh, wow.
And Brian out of Sing back out now in the rocket lane as the sound of a very cranky rotary fires up just below us.
Brian's going to take the win out here. He's stretching his legs out here. Across the line of the 12.58, 110. And then Ford coming across the line now for a 17.18 at 78.
We welcome our first timer, SSV Jet, the Ute down here in the rocket lane, taking on the little Mazda 1300 from SIC 100 Racing. Of course, we were pretty lucky the other week. We had 3 of the SIC 100 Racing vehicles out here for Aeroflow Race Room. Big thank you to Aeroflow Performance for their continued support of our off-street drag racing for you. Fantastic car pass. Make sure you go into aeroflowperformance.com.au as SSV Jet runs on through with 13.03 to an 11.43 as this beautiful looking blue VK rips it up in a burnout. Now, we don't like across the line burnouts here on a Wednesday night. And that actually goes for a couple of our categories as well.
Yeah. That
run at our state champ rounds, not to do over-the-line burnouts. And he's taking on a 76 Barra. So it's 1976 Falcon with a Barra in it and running nitrous.
Just a bit of clarification with the officials here.
Yeah, no across-the-line burnouts. So... I mean, if it's got a standard street tyre on it, it can actually rip the track up. So we don't encourage across-the-line burnouts. Yep. Commodore out with a 1.57 in the 60. 76 Barra has got to wind up the boost. Now, I passed him on the way in, and he actually sat on the side of the road on Ferris Road when I drove past. So hopefully there was nothing wrong with the car. But the Commodore running on through with a 13.90 at 45 miles per hour.
Wow. Might be a little bit of a test run for the Falcon, this one. Go to this Aeroflow lane here, Stewie, the mighty 32 GTR.
Yeah, Godzilla's in the house. How good is this?
This is a bit of a muscle.
Oh, yeah, and David Martisevic down here in the Cortina. The 347 wins are on board for Dave. One of the hardest guys to race against in competition in Super Street. He is so quick on the lights, and that car is super consistent, and it has been for a number of years.
This will be a tight little race. Both are staged. 0.08 reaction time. Consistent.
Yeah, I'll tell you what though, the GDR just moving to the right of the groove. 2.34 in the 60 and runs on through with 13.74. Another 10.61 there for David Martisevic. So super consistent on the start of the track and also the end of the track. So it puts him in good stead. Of course, the final round of the Speed Added Clothing Company New South Wales State Championship Series is coming up on the 15th and 16th of November, and that coincides with a round of the Pro Drag Racing Championships, and they've got some big cars that have lined up for that. Pro Alcohol, Pro Mod, Pro Stock Bike will be here as well.
Bit of everything.
And a bike down there in the rocket lane Just a bit of a struggle getting that bike off the line. Just a real hop, skip and a jump. The bike next to him, though, 10.46 at 144. So the one car I can't wait to see at that PDRC round is going to be Gary Phillips in his Altered. I mean, Altereds are just damn cool at the best of times, but when they've got a blown Hemi in the front of them, I can't wait.
Just a little bit of extra spice.
Yeah, I think Bushman might have to strap me to the commentator's chair when that car comes out, because I'm going to be fist pumping like a Toyota ad. I'll tell you right here and now, mate. I'll be jumping up.
So you got a 10.03 at 145 and 11.14 at 126. Next two off the line. That's a pretty good reaction time for the Rocket Lane, Stewie.
Yeah, 007. That's throwing down the gauntlet. Definitely in the Rocket Lane. So track conditions out there. While it's been pretty warm out here in Western Sydney today. Actually been warm around Sydney all day, but particularly out here. Yeah, this track will start to come around as the night goes on. So if any of your friends were thinking about coming out to race tonight, guys, make sure you jump on the phone. There's plenty of room in the staging lanes, and that $1,200 000 reaction time is still up for grabs as well. So, hey, you know, you could be a first-timer and you could fluke it. You could be a seasoned veteran and do it well.
You've got to be in it to win it.
You do, mate. You've got to be here to win it.
Last of the pair of bikes coming up across the line. We've got a 10.92, 138 for a 11.05 at 135. We've got the Falcon versus the Civic. Going up for battle once again. Will the Civic get him off the line again? He does. Oh, it's close. Falcon's come back around, coming up to the 8th, coming on. Holds that gap for the end for a 13.67 at 103, and the Civic running a 14.88 at 94.
Yeah, the Falcon just got that in that 60 foot. You know, 2.28 and 60 to a 2.4 definitely helped him. As we've got the Falcon out now with the barrel 4 litre in it. These guys haven't been around for a few weeks actually, so I don't know. Maybe work's got in the way. They were here pretty much every week, but they're taking on the Holden crewman. The crewman had a red hot go at the lights, but an 058 red. But hey, you got to try, you know.
100%. Good little ute battle.
Yeah.
Comes across for a 13.66 at 102. The Falcon coming across at a 14.74 at 92.
Well, we got this very quick Falcon down here in the Rocket Lane, and it sounded a bit like an XR8 down here in the Aeroflow lane, which is a little bit different. We don't get a lot of the XR8 Falcons out here.
There's a cheeky F6 badge on the back there.
Yeah. Oh, those radials just struggling off the line. You could hear it through the track mics. 1.59 to 60 with a lot of wheel spin.
Come back.
Yeah. Now, something just came off that car just at the end of the finishing line too, out of the Rocket Lane. So we've got Dylan doing the 100-metre sprint down there to go pick that up. Yeah, just before the 1,000-foot mark, there was just something just came off it. I'm not sure whether it was a sticker. It wasn't anything big, but it was noticeable from up here. Now, I did see a very crankery RX3 down in the staging lanes when I was going downstairs to have a look for a bike. And the guys from Viz Rotary are here tonight, and it's great to see them here. I haven't seen Viz Rotary here on a Wednesday night for a very long time. So welcome, guys. Welcome to Aeroflow Race for Real. And cannot wait to see that car make its way out. Of course, Mad Car Media are here as well. So for all your photos of your cars, guys, make sure you go down and see Nadine and Jess.
So we've got Dimitri here in the Rocket Lane. It's RS6 wagon, Addy Club City stickers on the back.
So has anything been done to this car, or is it stock?
It's got a tune.
Yep.
Most of the there's a couple of RS6s that have been the last couple of weeks have all got the same tune, so it makes it a bit more fun when they all go for the 10.7, 10.8s.
I'll tell you what, mate, those Audi wagons, they look awesome going down the track. I mean,
Practical daily.
they are fantastic. They're such a great looking car. They really are. Like, they're low, they're wide, they've got a bit of attitude about them. I mean, you can't ask for much more than that.
You could ask for them to be a bit cheaper.
Well, yeah, you could ask for it. You could ask for it with a manual gearbox in it too, so
True.
it's a real car.
100%.
Yeah. It's taking on the Commodore. Commodore has got the jump. The Audi was just building up a bit of boost, but 1.77 in the 60, and it's just effortless.
Comes around like a nothing. Great. Comes across the line 11.32 at 123 versus a 16.51 at 84. Yeah, Falcon here on the Aeroflow lane.
Yeah, that's Tina Johnson.
Yep.
In the Falcon. Well, Sammy Joe, .153 off the tree, 2.52 in the 60 there for Tina. Is just ahead of the Cortina. And a 16.50 there for Tina, and a 17.07. Just love the way that thing screams. The
Helps you
little
think a little,
1300.
doesn't it?
Awesome.
Right, Singh, we've got in the Rocket Lane coming up against the Mazda 1300.
Yeah, the good old rotary versus V8 debate. Oh, .007 on the tree there
Wow.
from Ryan. Oh, man. And look at the little Mazda go on the rear tyres off the start line. 1.59 in the 60. Oh, that was awesome from both sides of the racetrack. 12.58 to an 11.40 at 118. Oh, yeah. It's starting to heat up here tonight at Aeroflow Race for real. Dominic Peroni out there now in the GDS. The supercharged 6-litre. This car, one of our IHRA Real Street licence holders, which means he's able to run into around the mid-9s because his car has got four-wheel disc brakes and airbags.
Yep.
But he's taking on the VK in the police blue. No 65 on the tree there. 1.62 in the 60 this time for the Commodore.
You might reel him here.
Look, he might, although the Commodore is on the brakes.
Might be just doing 60 times.
He might be, yeah. Might have a set of radials on the rear end of it. At a 977 there for Dominic in the GTS. So the VK 6.72 at 104 miles per hour at half track as Smokin' Joe comes out now in the Sylvia. It's got the same setup as the Datsun Skyline, so it's got the supercharged LS1 underneath the bonnet of it.
Yep. Bit of familiarity under the right foot.
Yeah, well, he's been playing around with the rear suspension on this car as well, Adam, so he's finally got it to a spot where it needs to be. Still not quite as quick as the Datsun Skyline, but he's chipping away at it. That looks a lot better off the start line. 1.35 in the 60 this time for Joe.
5.7 over the 8th. Finishing it off with an 8.87, 155.
Yeah, that's much better for Joe. Because last week, straight off the trailer, went 8.77 straight off the tree. So he's on it. As we're back into the bikes.
First pair off.
Well, no, 1-1 there for the Aeroflow lane. That's a good reaction time from him.
Yeah.
Has got the jump at 10.20 at a 1.44.
Got the next pair coming up in the stage. Let's get ready for the Aeroflow to line himself up.
Well, Michael Richards from St. Ives on board the Jexa 750 with the extended swing arm on it. Oh, 0.006 for the bike in the rocket lane, but Michael running on through with the 9.96 with the 9. That's a much better pass there from Michael. 13.54. Now, I did mention that the Pro Drag Racing Championship is coming up here at Sydney Dragway in the not too distant future. It's less than 10 days away now. And obviously, we've got some big cars coming, and the competition is going to be hot. Now, just for pro alcohol, Russell Mills, the defending championship in, well, they call it a dragster. Steve and I call it the Batmobile because it is just, it's just one of the most outrageous things you've ever seen, but damn, it goes quick. Russell's back to defend his championship. Chris Hargraves is coming down, which is great. Gary Phillips, Jake Donnelly, welcome Jake back here to Sydney Dragway as well in the funny car. Wayne Price, Cruz Lovering, who'll be driving the Sainty funny car. Cameron Ambuzzi will bring the dragster up from Melbourne. John Canuli and Brett White in Carlos. Yep. Brett will be entered, and Andrew Searle. Of course, Searle's been around blown alcohol for a number of years, running in Slammer and Pro Alcohol, and he's got the funny car ready to go. We've got Pro Mod as well, and Pro Mod, Adam, is shaping up to be a very, very exciting category. We've got Burnsy in that blown Mustang. We've got Greg Zacharides in his very, very quick Mustang. Joe Gauchi, who's actually going to be driving not the car he normally drives. He's going to be driving a Chevy Nova that comes out of the Profab workshop. Yep. It's a radial car. It's the quickest radial car in Australia. So it's done 3.7 or 3.6 over the 8th mile.
So that's quick.
Oh yeah, it's super quick. Okay. We got Peter Gratz. It's great to see Gratzy coming down from Queensland. Of course, he's been around drag racing for a long, long time. Of course, former top door slammer driver, and has made the switch down into Pro Mod, an 885 index for or dial-in for all those cars. They can't go any quicker than that. We welcome Daniel Camilleri, Steve Smith, Bob Campisi, Steve Petrosky. Great to see Steve back as well. Craig Hewitt in his Monaro. We've got Frank Tarabay, Neil Murphy, and Danny McDessie in the Devil's Taxi. So that's Pro Mod, guys. You don't want to miss that. And Pro Stock, well, Rob Deckett's back to defend his championship as well. We've got Chris Soldatis coming down. Rick Chilton, who pushed him all the way last year in the Pro Stock Championship. Mario Polito, Johnny Cabura, Clint George, Bruce Leet, Ray Oxley, Tony Polito, Brian Purcell, and John Barbagallo. So we're going to have welcome Johnny back here to Sydney Dragway. Cannot wait for Pro Stock. Pro Bike is going to be just as exciting. Luke Crowley, Jason Lee, Daniel Rabnott's entered, Tony Frost, Callum Kodiasi, Paul Andrews, Brendan Sanders, Lockie Island, and Andrew Badcock. So that's a really good field of Pro Stock bikes for the PDRC round. And then the one I'm looking forward to, Adam, is the exhibition class. Pro Import, brought to you by Enviro Waste Services. Big Georgie Rahim in the Mazda RX-9. Eddie Harwark coming out in his car. Frank Tarabay has entered that class as well. Jason Both, Sam Sadek, the 26B powered Camaro, and Paul Mahiat as well in the gas Celica. So that's going to be interesting. They're only running 3 rounds. It's an exhibition class, but I'll tell you what, that's the class I'm going to be watching all weekend. Pro Import. It's going to be awesome. 2J versus Rotor. 3-rotor, 4-rotors. It's going to be on.
Sounds like an amazing weekend. Make sure you guys come down. I think the roadie was trying to talk over us a bit there, Stewie.
Nah, that's all right. I don't mind if a cranky little rotary wants to make some noise. I love it.
Bright as sings in the rocket lane, taking off. Oh, Mazda might have missed a gear there.
It certainly sounded like it, and a bit of smoke out the rear end of it when he got off it. But Brian, 1.81. Yeah, may have just missed a shift there, and Still went 1.60 in 60 though from the little Mazda. So
Try and pull into the brake.
yeah, we'll send him through the Junior Dragway Expressway, as we call it here at Sydney Dragway. Now, guys, if you're feeling a little bit peckish, we've got the shop open downstairs. We've also got Go Nuts for Donuts open up the top, and they make fantastic coffee. So, Denise, I didn't get time to get up there and get a coffee because I was a little bit late getting here due to traffic. Now, this should be a crack of a race. We've got the E.H. Holden taking on the SLR 5000. Oh, if Mark Thomas was here, he'd be in heaven right now, Bushman.
Angry coming back on the return road. Hopefully nothing too major. Hopefully see him back out again soon. Got the Tirana staging up Aeroflow Lane. Stops the light. So we'll try and get a good time at the end of it anyway.
There's a nice looking car, that SLR 5000. 10:31 there for the EH. I'd like to know what he's got in that car because that thing is super quick.
Rockety, isn't it?
Absolutely.
In the rocket lane. And the Tirana coming and finish around in the 13:36 at 106.
Well, we are a little bit low on cars tonight, ladies and gentlemen, so we do apologise. Not much we can do about it. There's a lot of cars that have gone over the road for a test and tune. So
I think we've got some bike action next.
So if we can get, if anybody wants to race, guys, we've got plenty of room in the lanes. All right, the guys from Viz Rotary are here tonight. They've brought one of their cranky RX3s.
Let's do a quick mop up in the Aeroflow lane. Make sure everything's nice and safe. Send the Mazda off. Stall it up.
As the fuel cap comes open and then closes itself.
It's an air brake, Stewie.
It's a great little car, this one. It's Marko Grigic in the Mazda RX-3 with 13B rotor on board. One of our soups, it's designated as a soup sedan. So it should run low nines, high
Winding
eights
it up.
on a good day. Just off it just before half track. A 1.54 in the 60 on that pass for Marko, and at half track a 7.20 at only 77 miles per hour there out of the Viz Rotary RX3. Now, Brett Copping is about to come out now on the Widowmaker. And he's going to be taking on his brother Shane on the Kawasaki H1 500. We're just going to check the track, make sure there was no fluid. Panel Van Man asked, have you ever owned a Ford? Could you see over the dashboard? As a matter of fact, Panel Van Man, I actually did own a Ford, believe it or not. I used to... Huh? Oh, they love me. No, actually, I did, Panel Van Man. I actually had a Ford Laser gear with a 1.8 litre four-cylinder in it. And I spent way too much money on that car, but that's what you do sometimes. But, yeah, no, I have actually owned a Ford. It wasn't a V8 or a 6, it was a little four-cylinder. It was nice and loud, so I was happy.
Got you the feather, Stewie.
Absolutely. I shouldn't have spent so much money on the on the sound system. All right, Brett Copping on the C modified bike, the Suzuki GT750, taking on Shane Copping on the B modified bike. He's got a 500cc Kawasaki motor on board, and Brett, oh, 036 on the tree there from Brett. I think Shane might have psyched him out. But Brett is a damn good rider and one of the best riders we've got here in Sydney.
Brett takes the win there, 12.26 at 126. Shane coming around at the end there, 13.96 at 93. I think Shane might do a bit of a revenge next round, try and get the win back.
Oh, he's got to try and outpsych his brother.
Yeah. The chat being nice to you, Stewie?
Yeah. Well, Panel Van Man's, he's behaving.
No one's said anything rude like booster seat or anything?
Nah, well,
No?
actually, Panel Van Man did say if I had needed a booster seat, if I'd driven it forward, but...
Do you remember that comment I made about your commentary being top shelf?
yes.
Okay, just making sure.
Actually, Panel Van Man, to be fair, it is a little... That Ford Laser was a little bit bigger than a Ford Capri convertible. So, yeah, it wasn't the smallest of the Fords. I'll tell you what, the bike's doing a great job tonight here at Sydney Dragway. 9.75 with a 5. That is a cracking pass there out of the Aeroflow lane.
10.54 at 138 for the Rocket lane.
Steve, not sure if we've got burnouts tonight. I haven't heard anything. I'm not going to say there are or there aren't because I haven't actually heard yet. So when I get confirmation, Steve, we'll definitely let you know if there are burnouts this evening. I don't see why there wouldn't be.
Slow run for this bike. Let's go across a 8.6 on the 8th. Winding up the quarter mile. Coming in at a 14.36 at 78 miles an hour. Look at the Mighty Bauer Ute versus the Mighty i30.
Yeah, Mang 4 litre. Number plates on this Falcon. I'm taking on the Hyundai i30. Yeah, well, Mang's usually reserved for Commodores. Not really Falcons, but, you know. Wait, what year Capri? Oh, come on, Panel Van Man. Jeez, you're making me...
Dig up the memories, Stewie.
Oh. Panel Van Man, you're making me racking my brain.
Was it black and white or a big colour photo, Stewie?
No, it was definitely... It was a colour photo. As a matter of fact, my auntie used to have one. It was white.
Yeah, yeah.
Believe it or not. So I can't remember. Jeez.
I distracted you. Sorry
I don't know much about Fords.
Ford Capri in the Aeroflow lane, staging up here with the Falcon.
Mate, the Bushman knows more about Fords than I do. I can ask Steve. He would probably know. I'll look it up. I'll tell you what, Panel Van Man, I'll look it up. Okay, I'll look it up. Sicko, we're scheduled to run through till 10 p.m. tonight. That's Sydney time.
We got the Capri finishing up at the 17.39. Moving on now to the VY Commodore, BA Falcon. Red light for the Falcon. 0.33 for reaction time for the Commodore. Come across the line for a 16.6 for the Rocket lane at 187 miles an hour. 16.31 at 85 miles an hour for the Aeroflow lane. That's the 1300 stout burnout.
Well, Panel Van Man, it would have been a 90s model Ford Capri because it had the rag top on it. It was a soft top. Yeah, around 1990, probably around that time, maybe a little slightly later. But yeah, it was that Ford Capri, and yeah, my Laser was bigger than that. Now we've got the SICK 100 Racing 1300 out here. Now the Falcon It's just being pushed back. Look, we know it's warm out there, guys, but please keep your air conditioning off, because if there are any drops of water that is coming out the front of your car, our starters will send you back around the back.
The line, Falcon. Some might have an issue here with the Mazda.
Yeah, a lot of smoke coming out of the Mazda, which...
Just a quick inspection there as the Falcon crosses the line at 1286 at 112 miles an hour. Driver's getting out of the Mazda. Have a quick inspection underneath.
Doesn't look like it's drive related. Yeah, that's right, pedal van man. That that is the smallest one. Yes, definitely. It's like a 1300 here in front of us. That's probably about one of the smallest Mazdas that have ever been built.
Just wheeling back the Mazda here. Quick inspection of the track.
We've got Mark Hayes about to come out now in 275 NOS. And this is his wife Carolyn's brand new Tirana. It has done the show scene. It's got a set of 275 radials on the rear end of it. And this will be its second pass down the track. Now, unfortunately, we got a bit of gunk on the start line out of the Mazda, which I don't like to put those two words in a sentence. You know, wet stuff coming out of a Mazda, because Mazdas are super reliable. Everybody knows that. But
Usually the sign of smoke just lets you know that there's actually oil in there.
yeah, well, that's true. I mean, look, if it was the Apex seal, I mean, it's fixable.
Yeah, 100%.
All right, guys, just while we're doing this little cleanup in aisle one, we'll give you a few words from some of our sponsors. You hear it, Aeroflow Race for Real with the Rocket, Adam, and the Bushman. We'll be back very, very soon.
Stay informed, up to date, and entertained thanks to Para News. Para News is Parramatta and the Cumberland area's leading free and local newspaper, delivering the best content from on-the-ground journalists and providing businesses with direct access to potential customers. News, sport, entertainment, puzzles, and so much more. Para News really is the heartbeat of Parramatta and Cumberland, and it's out every Tuesday. Get your free copy at selected locations in the area, or check out paranews.com.au.
Bank said no to your home loan? Talk to us.
Not a bank.
Talk to Australia's real-life non-bank for home loans, car loans, personal loans. Pepper Money, the home of loan options.
Whether you're building a street machine or a race car, Aeroflow Performance has a solution for you. Our ever-increasing range features boosted turbocharger systems, motorsport products, X-Pro electrical systems, hoses and fittings, bang shift shifters, differential parts, and fabrication components. You can see it all on aeroflowperformance.com.
Drag racing is not just about the horsepower. There is also some cool science at play right here on the racetrack. These drag strips aren't just regular concrete. We treat it with a special kind of glue often referred to as traction compound. I usually twist my foot and it's all... This is designed to ramp up the traction of the track's surface. It's getting worse by the minute for us racers to go straight and fast. In drag racing, every millisecond counts. That's why Dragway, the teams adjust the car's setup to suit the track conditions. Teams can assess the traction on the track by using this interesting device called a traction meter gauge. The bottom of the device has a rubber pad that mimics a racing slip. To measure the track's grip value, the user stands on the base, ensuring the rubber pad bonds with the racing surface. Turning the torque arm on the top of the device will rotate the rubber pad. When the bond breaks, the user will see a number on the dial. Teams can then use this number to help create baselines for grip within their respective setup.
Pro Drag Racing returns to Sydney Dragway this November for the last time this year. See Australia's best racers hit the track with 4,000 horsepower each and a need for speed at over 400 k's per hour. Pro Alcohol, Pro Mod, Pro Stock and Pro Bike will all be there, with Pro Import hitting the track for the first time as a professional class. With tickets from $25 and family passes available, plus kids under 12 free. Tickets available now at prodragracing.com.au. You can't afford to miss this one.
Blowing up and not, a lot of it has to do with the race fuel, and that's what we rely on, VP Racing Fuels.
VP has been making racing fuel for 43 years. They're the official fuel of multiple top series globally. No matter where we are in the world, no matter what fuel we need, it's always consistent, it's always perfect and exactly what we're expecting and our tuners expecting. They support myself, my Drift Alliance bros, and for that, I'm extremely thankful. Keep making amazing fuels, and we'll keep out there having fun.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, here to Aeroflow Race for Real, here at Sydney Dragway. It's the Rocket up here in the studio this evening with Adam. And we welcome Adam here as part of the commentary for Sydney Dragway. Of course, Adam, you've been around the car scene a long, long time. You and I have known each other for a number of years. And, mate, it's actually good to have you up here in the studio and someone else for me to use as a victim.
Stu, I can't believe someone thought it'd be a good idea to put you and I on the same microphone for a night.
Yeah, well, I know. Well, I must say, we are behaving ourselves.
We're doing very good for the PG rating.
Absolutely. I got Benji, looking via the live stream. And we got the Bushman up here on the wheels of steel, and he's doing a fantastic job tonight as well. And, I did mention that we've got the PDRC round coming up and also the final round of the Speed Out Clothing Company New South Wales State Champs. And the Bushman has been a big, big part of that throughout the year. And it's certainly going to be an exciting round. Not only have we got the categories I mentioned earlier, but we've got all of our New South Wales racers that come here to race, and there's going to be some exciting categories, and I really hope that all of them are well represented as well.
Just finish up a bit of clean-up in the airflow lane.
Yeah, Taylor, not quite sure if we've got burnouts tonight, Taylor. I haven't heard anything, and that's not to say that we don't, because I actually don't know. I will find out throughout the night, Taylor, as to whether we've got burnouts. We had a pretty good... We got 6? We've got 6 burnout cars. Thanks, Paco, our meeting director. Paco's just come in and told us we've got 6 burnout cars for this evening. So, there's your answer, Taylor. Now, the actual temperature out here at the moment is 29 degrees out here at the moment, Fishing King. So, 28. So it's pretty warm.
Sun's about to go down. That's definitely going to drop a bit.
Yeah, that track will start to come around now. It's going to be sensational. So for those cars that are out the back that are running radials and the cars that are running slicks, you're going to have some... good traction very, very soon.
Hyundai's beat the Falcon here off the line.
Yeah, the Hyundai, the 0.035 red on the trees. The Falcon runs on around him at just before three-quarter track. Goes to 13.56 with a 1. 104 miles per hour, so super consistent. As we've got the two forwards, we've got Tina Johnson down there in the Falcon in the rocket lane, and we've got this beautiful Cortina. Still very much a stock standard Cortina, but he's out here just about every week. It's so reliable, and he's doing a great job in it as well. 2.57 in the 60, 2.52 for Tina. Tell you what, there's not much between them at half track. Who's got the jump? Oh, wow. The Cortina was just slightly in front by 300ths of a second, but Tina gets the win.
16.45 at 88 mile for the Falcon versus the 16.95 at 79 miles an hour.
What was that, Ben? I need to stand up so I can be heard.
That's a bit rude.
Oh, what do you mean? I'm actually sitting down at the moment. I'm not actually standing up, so yeah, there you go.
Two Commodores neck and neck coming up to the quarter mile now. We've got a 16.16 for the Rocket Lane versus a 16.3 at the Aeroflow Lane.
Now, I thought that was Shane driving the big wagon, but I just saw Shane downstairs. He said it's his son-in-law. He's doing well, Shane. He's doing a good job. He might take the keys off you soon. Oh no, 57 on the tree. But FDL goes around him, 7.25 in the 8th out of the Audi. And 11.20, let's see what the big wagon's got. A 14.94 at 101.8 miles per hour there. So that car it's not fast, super fast. It is super consistent.
Definitely off the line, very. There'll be little nearly three-wheel action out of the wagon, which is a feat in its own.
Yeah, this is a car I have not seen for a little while. Dark 69 is here tonight. It's great to see it.
It's almost like the Batmobile.
Well, actually, Sicko, I can't mute Ben because I'm not actually in the production area. That's the Bushman. So you'd have to ask the Bushman politely if that's... and Steve just said no. So there's your answer, Sicko.
Dark 69 crosses the line at 11.14 at 126. Falcon coming in behind at a 12.39 at 113.
All right, a little Jemmy down here. Now, this is Gem LS number plate. It's running nitrous as well.
Tick and tick.
I'm interested to see if it has got an LS in it because that would have been an interesting shoehorn into the engine bay of the Gemini.
It definitely has a nice note to it.
Yeah, it's a great little car, this one. Oh, David Matasevic had a big crack at the lights. Unfortunately, not the side that he wanted, a .055 red, but 10.63.
Yeah, 10.63 at 127 for the Rocket Lane and the Aeroflow Lane. We've got a 12.22 at 86.
Yes, Ben. I just told Sicko that I couldn't mute you because I'm not in the production area, and Steve can't do it either because you haven't shown him how to do it. So
Computer says no.
Yeah. But Steve is watching the chat, guys, so do please keep it PG, even though Ben is not here tonight.
We don't want Ben learning words he's never heard before.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly right. I mean, special from Panel Van Man, because I'm sure he's got a few crackers up his sleeve. All right, this beautiful looking EH about to come out now in the Rocket Lane, about to take on 76 Barra.
Look at that launch. EH simulator.
1.42 in the 60 there from the EH.
Great
And on the brakes before the finishing line, it goes 10.16. 129 miles per hour. Are you kidding me?
Do we know what's in that, EH?
I have no idea, but man, that is quick. Oh, God. A panel van man just said, he goes, I was taking a gulp of beer when you said that, Stewie. I can't ban Ben. Came out my nose. Cheers. Oh. Well, that's a waste of beer, panel van man.
Quick little mop up in the rocket lane.
So, it's an RC car. Ua's from the UK. Welcome,
yep.
Ua. You said, is an Aussie V6 Ford different build from a UK V6 build?
Just checking with the Brains Trust panel man.
You know, as far as we know, there's not that much. You know, the Falcons were inline sixes. The old Ford Capris, they came out of.
There's smoke coming out the back of the Commodore at the end.
Yeah, that's not a good sign.
Might need some lights on soon.
I'm just waiting for that car to make its way around the corner, which it has, and we've got FLX 007 about to come out now. This is a beautiful looking sports wagon, back in black. Yeah, panel van man, Sicko asked a legit question there. My guess it was 4X, Sicko. West End Draft. I'll let you off the hook there, panel van man, because that's actually quite nice. Well, the Commodore just struggled with the staging then. The tree counted down. So, yep, you've got to go, buddy. You can't just sit there. Yeah, there's no resets here at Aeroflow Race for real. It's not a test and tune.
Definitely not the time he was looking for.
Haven't you heard of that, Sicko? That's the state beer for Adelaide, mate. The brewery's actually in the middle of Adelaide. So, yeah. And I'm a bit of a beer connoisseur in my own right, so, you know.
Panel Man's asked what state we're in. You should know that by now, Panel
He's talking to Sicko. Sicko's from New South Wales. But well, that EH coming up the return road now, it's got an air cleaner hanging out of the bonnet, which potentially tells me that it may not be an LS. I could be wrong. It could have a carby set up on it. There's blue VK coming up the return road. That is so nice. Love the look of that car. Little Toyota Corolla. Just doing a quick mop up in aisle 1. Keith's getting his exercise. And we're about to send the bikes back up. You do a great job there, Keith, on the mop. He's going to give it to me later.
He's politely ignoring you, Stuart.
Oh, no, he knows.
Selective hearing?
Believe it or not, he knows when I'm stirring. I cop it. Don't worry about that. I mean, you boys up here in the studio, you know, particularly when Steve and Mark are here,
yeah,
you know, they're up here and they're calling the racing, and I'm copying it downstairs. So, you know, it's...
Next 2 pair of bikes.
Yeah, it's an RC car. I was just saying that you have to get a package to get a V6 here. No car of Ford has one as stock here.
Because
over the
most of
UK.
the inline sixes here.
Yeah. Of course, I thought the old Ford Capris or Cortinas over there, I thought they came out with this with an inline six. Maybe not. Maybe I know they did come out one stage with the 4-cylinder.
Yeah. Solid burnout here from the Falcon. 747 on the number plate. I-30 the Aeroflow Lane staging up next to him.
Oh, right, okay. So it's not in the UK, it's not V6, it's smaller. Okay. I didn't know that, Pedal Van Man, that it had closed down. There you go. It's in Victoria now. I did see that comment, by the way, Ben. Well, this Falcon, a 1260 at a 122. Tell you what, that is a great consistent car, and I'd love to see more of it, particularly in a racing scenario. I think he'd do very, very well in Street Fighter. Now the Mitsubishi Colt. Now these were an interesting car, weren't they, Adam?
They were.
Because when they first came out,
Do you remember the Rally Art model?
I do remember the Rally Art model.
Little scoop on the bonnet.
I do. It was funny because everybody knew the Lancer, and then Mitsubishi brought out that model, the Colt. And I think, to be fair at first, Adam, I think a few people were like, well, they're a bit dubious about it.
Yeah,
and then when they actually got to drive one, they're like, they're not
good
actually
little
that bad.
go-karts, Stuart.
They are, yeah.
You may have done a little national park run on one of those once or twice. Under 60, obviously.
Well, they did go through a little bit of a phase in the street scene for a little while, didn't they, Adam?
Yeah,
back in the earlier days, because
lowered suspension,
exhaust,
T37s.
a few other bits and pieces, just your simple mods. But they kind of died out a little bit. Nobody really brings them out much in the street scene anymore. Well, from what I've seen anyway.
I don't know. There's only there's a white one. I know if that's mainly the only one I've ever seen once in a while.
All right, got the Commodore up against the Commodore. Pair of VZs.
Just have a stage here for the two Commodores.
Well, both of them.
Similar reaction times there, yeah.
Yeah, the reaction times a little bit on the slower side, but they're neck and neck down the track. And the Commodore down there in the Aeroflow lane, 1630 to a 1627. Good side-by-side drag race.
Still a bit. I love this wagon, though, I have to admit. Do you remember the old MX, the old Toyota Crowns? They had a sideways rear seat. You used to confuse all the passengers, all the cars coming up behind. You put your head out and where'd you come from?
Yeah, they were a very weird thing.
Yeah, they're good for photo, good for rolling shots in the car.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Tell you what,
Back when safety didn't exist.
Yeah, back when cars were fun.
100%.
Oh, the Commodore running on through with a 13.1. David Martisevic coming back out now in his Cortina. So doing a great job tonight, David. He's got the consistency. I think he'll be working on his reaction times, though, particularly coming up to the next round or the final round of the state champ rounds.
Yep.
Because the brackets that he's in, Super Street, that is a very, very, very tough bracket. And a lot of the time, it does come down to reaction time. It's not just about being consistent at the end of the track. You still don't want to break out because it's a dial your own category, but you want to be quick on the lights. And Dave's generally pretty good around that 0.09 mark. Now that BMW wasn't due to go down the Aeroflow lane. So just to all our racers, guys, just make sure you do keep an eye on Chris, who's in the water box. He will guide you into the water. He will also tell you when to do a burnout, and you don't want to make him angry because he's a performance car mechanic, potentially with a workshop called Gears that might be starting very soon, hopefully, and he's pretty good with the wrench. So make sure you keep an eye on Chris.
Got a Lexus ISF in the rocket lane. A little bit loose coming out of the 60 foot.
There used to be a lot of Lexuses back in the day as well,
Yes,
through the
it's
car
true.
scene. Okay. For those people that don't know, Adam and I have known each other, oh God, we're probably going
Feel
10
like-
years now.
I was going to say 2008 would be a good, so
Yeah,
yeah.
2008, we've known each other, and I met Adam through the street scene.
It's a big hat down there.
That is a massive hat. I wonder if it's got a supercharger in the front of it, because that is like seriously cool. He's going to have a bit of a race on his hands though, because he's taking on Dominic Peroni in the GDS. Well, I'll tell you what, the next level, I think that's a Cortina, actually, but wow, that thing sounds fat.
Yeah. You can't beat a pair of V8s.
No, especially when they've both got superchargers on them. And, well, I know that Dominic's is quick.
Okay.
I haven't seen this car before down here in the Aeroflow lane, so this is a new car for us commentators to see.
Stage up, waiting for the HSV to stage. Oh, bit heavy on the foot.
Yeah, big turn of the tyres. There, Dominic Peroni out with a 1.55 in the 60. The big VF GDS goes to 973 to 142 to a 1333 there for the Cortina, as Smoke and Joe Sabello comes out now in the Nissan Silvia. And he's going to be taking on Marko Grigic in his Mazda RX-3 from Viz Rotary. It's got the 13B turbo. And I don't know if he's in relation to the Grigic brothers that normally come out here to our test and tunes in our Street 20 events. But anything with a parachute on it.
Smokey Joe.
Yeah. Now we'll see what Marco's got. As I said, this is designated as a super sedan, whereas Joe's car is designated as a top sportsman. G'day, Ads. How are you, mate? Welcome to the live stream. Oh, Joe. Just try to get it up on the two-step there and just roll through the beams. So Marco is just going to wind up the little Mazda. Maybe go to half track. No, just offered to the 330. Wise driving there from both Joe and Marco. I don't know what happened with Joe's car there. As I said, it just sounded like you want to get on two-step and it bumped forward and then just dragged it through the beams. But
So yeah, bump box probably didn't initiate properly and pushed him out.
yeah, well, Marko Grigic, 1.82 in the 60. Big lot of tyre spin there for Marco off the line in the Mazda RX-3, but they'll be back. They've been racing for a long time, Viz Rotary, and they certainly know what they're doing when it comes to drag racing.
Yeah. VS is a well-known brand.
Oh, yeah.
In the rotary scene.
Absolutely. Yeah, a few people, Steve, have hit nines tonight. Joe Sabello's already hit a 9. Man, look at this thing coming up the return road, Adam. How cool does that look? Looks like a burnout car.
I was about to say, might have to go to let them know the burnouts are on later. Just waiting for the some vehicles to finish off on the return road. got the rocket lane staged on his bike. Aeroflow coming in now.
Yes, we've got this Jackson 1000 down here in the Aeroflow lane. The modified bike. Oh, a little pop of the front wheel as it headed towards the 30 foot of the racetrack. Guides it back into the centre and he goes a 9.35 with a 7. Look, his goal on that bike, Adam, is to try and run an 8-second pass on it.
Wow. I don't know if I could handle that second pass on a bike, Stewie.
It would be an interesting experience.
I'd have no hair left.
Oh, that's true. That's true. Well, the rocket lane out with a 1.91 and goes to 9.90 with a 2 at 145 miles per hour to a 10.73. Oh, yeah.
Last one of our bikes here taking off.
Well, 10.75 at a 137 as we're back into the cars and we've got the Toyota Corolla up against the Honda Civic Type R.
Battle of the Hatches.
G'day, Wild Bull Bar. How you going, mate? Welcome to the live stream. Welcome to all our spectators that are here tonight as well, up in the grandstand. Welcome, guys. If you've just joined us, guys, we've got 6 burnout cars for this evening.
To say the Corol's got the FT decal on the back of the window means it's his first time.
Yep.
Good to see some first timers here tonight.
That's what it's all about, getting it off the street and doing it safely. And why wouldn't you come here to Sydney Dragway and have a crack down the quarter mile? Now, we've got the team from Mad Car Media that are here tonight, Nadine and Jess. So if you want any photos of your cars, guys, make sure you jump onto Mad Car Media on Facebook. Jess, I like the hair. You've gone red. They say red is like faster for cars. So does that mean you're going to get a red car? That'd be cool. I couldn't do red hair because if I went red, my hair would turn out pink. It's great to see them here. They're big supporters of not only off-street drag racing, but the burnout scene as well. And we love our burnouts here at Sydney Dragway. And if you've seen any videos from Mad Car Media, they love them as well. Jess just sent me a message and says, I am Lightning McQueen. Love it, Jess. All right, Honda Civic. Honda Civic. Hyundai i30N coming out now against the little
Mighty
Mitsubishi Colt. What did I trip over one night? I didn't trip over anything at night time, Panel Van Man. I actually tripped over during the day. And yes, it was a concrete barrier that was about a centimetre too high. And I caught my big toe on it. Well, the i30N running on through with 1388. Now, of course, you guys know that I live not too far away from Hornsby here in Sydney. And I do spend a bit of time now and again. I poking my head into Cherry Tuning and seeing what they've got going on. So if you own a Hyundai or a KD or a Kia or a few of the JDM cars, if you're thinking about getting some work done to it or you just want some information, definitely go out and see Cherry Tuning. They're on Hunter Lane up in Hornsby, just behind Spotlight. And Tristan and the group down there will be able to guide you in the right direction if you want to get some work done.
Yeah, Tristan and the team, they've sort of become the leaders in the Hyundai Performance side over in Sydney.
Well, there's not a lot of workshops that really took that platform on board and tried to do the best they could with it. So, you know, Tristan and the team, they've got their time attack car. Well, last time I was there, it was actually in the workshop, their i30N. Now, we've got Exorcist down here, this blue Audi.
RS3?
Yeah. Tell you what, they're a good car. When it comes to quick cars, Adam, we're very fortunate to have a lot of quick ones here on the east coast of Australia.
This one's got a little bit of spice added to it, Stewie, but
I like it when you say spice.
looks like he's slowing it down just before the 8th. He did 7.9 the 8th. That's a bit slow for him, so probably doing a bit of testing.
Got 10:49 out of that Falcon. I got one of the Empire racing cars here. Of course, Empire Performance. Empire Racing here in Sydney. They are the leaders here in Sydney when it comes to the Barras. And we haven't had one of their cars out here for a little while, Adam. So it's good to see one of their Falcons out here.
They are very fortunate to have some very good performance shops. You got a cherry tuning for the Hyundais, you got Empire for the Falcons. When you see an Empire sticker, you know you're going to keep an eye on it.
Well, he's gone 8.53 in the 8th. And a 1270 at 109 there, as we've got this Commodore ripping it up in the burnout, as Commodores tend to do. And we've got Tina Johnson down here in the Aeroflow lane in her Kalidi sponsored Falcon.
Falcon red lights off the line. 0.14 reaction time for the Commodore. Stewie got here in the left hand, the Aeroflow lane, Boss M2, 2 first timers.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what, mate, if it's got that number plate on it, you'd want to hope it's quick, because he's taking on Brian Addising, and Brian is very quick in this Super Street car. Only got the 5.7 litre LS underneath the bonnet, but I'll tell you what, it's a genuine 12-second car and consistent. So in an actual racing scenario, you definitely would not want to be taking on him first round, that's for sure. Now, just having a look at the chat. Hey, I wasn't trying to pole vault over it, Ben. I got excited when Blown Lux came out, and unfortunately I just clipped my left toe on top of it and I fell over. So no, I was not... I definitely was not pole vaulting, I can assure you. And, thanks, Hard Revs. The human javelin, Steve. Hard Revs is calling me.
GDR 32 in the rocket and the Aeroflow lane, sorry.
Well, I'll tell you one thing, Hard Revs. If you ever see me on a bodyboard at the beach, yeah, I'm like the rocket torpedo. I'll tell you, mate.
Great launch from 32 on the Aeroflow lane.
Brad Carr's just written in, Adam.
Yes.
Have you lads got any suggestions for LS performance shops in Brisbane? Just got myself an LS a couple of months back. Not off the top of my head, Brad, and that's only because I don't spend a lot of time up in Queensland. Probably the best people to ask would be probably Terry Dale up in Queensland from Willowbank Raceway. He would definitely be the first one to ask, because he does the street meets all the time. Can you think of anyone, Steve? Any LS shops up in Brisbane would you recommend? Yeah. So we're very lucky down here because we've got a few good LS shops. We've got High Comp, which is not too far from the track. They're very good. Joe and the team.
I was being distracted by someone there. So performance shops, LSs in Brisbane. Virginia, you got Tune Performance.
Yep.
They tend to put out some solid good work. That'd be the go-to. I said, being from Sydney, we don't know many performance shops up that way just yet. But yeah, definitely Tune Performance for LSs in Brisbane.
Hey, g'day Dingus. Welcome to the live stream.
I can hear a violent rumble downstairs, Stuart.
Yeah, I love Violet Rumble, mate. It's good to see that car back again tonight. Hey, actually, we've got another first timer out here in a Commodore wagon, which I haven't seen before. This thing's purple and black. Now, of course, the last purple and black car like that we had here would have been Frank Bemone's old Cuda door slammer. But, mate, this thing looks cool. We got Violent Rumble, and we've virtually got the Violent Rumble colours down there.
Purple and the yellow, I was about to say, yeah. For some reason, I thought of Grimace.
Yeah. Actually, that probably wouldn't be a bad idea to get a sticker of Grimace on that. That'd be quite funny. Yeah, well, ads. I know torpedoes are underwater, but, you know, sometimes when you get dumped, you go underwater anyway. So, well, Ben, behave yourself. This is a PG. Oh, actually, that is PG. Rat on roids. Jeez. Oh, Steve, can you put a message up to Ben to say behave? Oh, yeah, I know. Oh,
yeah.
Steve's just looking at me, shaking his head, going, no, we don't want him to behave himself.
I was about to say to Bush, you should be nice to Ben.
Okay. A Violent Rumble out with a 1.57, 2.15 and 60 there for the Commodore wagon, 1093 for the Falcon, 124.
The LS Gemini coming up in the Aeroflow lane. The beautiful Trana in the Rocket lane.
All right, we've got this little Gemini, which we think has got an LS1 in it, judging by the number plates. But he's taking on Mark Hayes in Carolyn's nitrous-assisted Tirana as we got the Purge. Where's Matty Cab when you need him, Steve? Yeah, because Matty Cav, one of our respected commentators that comes up here to do our big events, and he just loves the Purge. Loves it. Oh,
solid.
Look at that off the line. Just the way that car sat up on those 275 radials, 1.51 and 60. 9.64 with a 9 at 140 miles per hour. Oh, yeah, baby.
Jedi finishing up with a 14.4 at 119.
Hey, Carolyn, that looked sensational. Put your hands together, ladies and gentlemen, for the Hayes family, because they're no strangers to nitrous-assisted Tiranas, and particularly very quick Tiranas at that. Michael Richards off the line with a 1.63 on the Jackson 750 modified bike. And a 10.02 with a 4 there for Michael. His dad's going to be racing that bike next year in our state champ rounds, Adam.
10.0, nice figure. Would you go for the 9 or keep it the 10.0, Stu?
Adam, Ben said, my big toe and my ribs may be broken, but my ears aren't, Stu. Laugh out loud.
Praise Ben.
What I want to know, though, is, Panel Van Man, is Ben, like, in the lounge room, sitting in the chair, or is he lying in bed with a can in his hand?
He's probably got his feet up, doing technical support with Bushy. Inverse as per Bushy.
I just want to do a shout out to Wild Bull Bar's brother, Jacko, for giving me a heads up about you legends and the stream. Thanks, guys. Hey, not a problem, Wild Bull Bar. And thank you, Jacko, for telling your brother about the live stream. Because we do live stream all around the world, ladies and gentlemen. So everybody is able to tune in and see what's going on here at Aeroflow Race for Real every Wednesday night. All right, Shane copying 2.05 in the 60 on board the Kawasaki H1 500. 9.59 there in the rocket lane.
And 13.99 at 93 for the Aeroflow. Next first stage, we're just going to do a quick little clean on the Aeroflow lane.
Oh, we've got Brett Copping coming out now on the C modified bike, designated Suzuki GT750, otherwise known as the Widowmaker. Oh, Brett Copping, a little bit of wheel spin out of that tiny rear tyre. He goes 1.71 in the 60, and it looks like he's just easing it through the deep end in the rocket lane. The bike next to him, a few little issues as well off the start line.
Both finishing off for the 14. Next, last pair of bikes staging up.
G'day, Woodsy. Welcome to the live stream, mate. And no, you're not too late, mate. We've still got plenty of racing to come, and we've got burnouts to come a little bit later as well.
Got the Mighty Mang Falcon Ute taking on the Civic.
Yeah, these guys not scared to do a big burnout in the Falcon. I mean, sometimes doing a big burnout, it looks cool, but sometimes it does hinder you a little bit.
Sometimes you can probably get a little bit too hot.
That's right.
Both red lead here. The Falcon taking the Falcon taking the win at a 14.74 at 93. The Civic coming in behind it at a 14.8 at 95. Up next we've got first timer in the Toyota Corolla in the Aeroflow lane.
Yeah, Skillies, we don't have too many cars running tonight.
Yeah, taking on the B Falcon.
No, unfortunately, we don't have too many, mate. It's a bit of a quiet night. There is an event over the road, so. Unfortunately, we don't know who's going to come through the gates week to week. This looks like another Empire car out here now in the rocket lane.
Yeah, taking on the Tommy Mackinnon Edition Evo.
How cool is that? Still the best looking Evo, don't you reckon?
Yeah, I don't mind the... I'm more of an 7 and 8 person.
Are you?
7, 8, 9. Yeah, I don't know that whole... I don't know, just the whole... I think it might have been the Fast and Furious movies, the lime green one. And then when they did the Tokyo Drift in the red one, I just... That was a child, this is my... Oh my God car.
Well, hopefully Ali from Elite Auto House
Yes.
will get his car up and running very soon. And we'll be able to see the Elite Auto House Evo back out. But until then, in the rocket lane, we've got this Empire Falcon, which went 3.63 in the 60.
Solid finish there, 14.0 for 123.
Now, this little Starlet down here from Platinum. Now, I do believe this thing has got a turbo on board.
1.3 turbo maybe?
I think so.
Yeah, 4FE.
I did see a little article about a month ago about this car.
Right, red lit there from the Hyundai. Little Mighty Starlet.
Yeah, 2.99 in the 60 out of that little Starlet.
Currently, some have a tough little battle here with the hot hatches. The Ford Focus XR5 Turbo versus the i30N. First timer in the Focus. Just getting himself familiar with the staging lane. Into the light he goes.
Unfortunately, there was a guy last week in one of these who unfortunately broke it.
Oh.
So that was a bit of a shame, but I'm sure we'll get it fixed.
Yeah, the gearboxes they get a bit. They start to hate a bit of the torque.
Yeah.
And they're both off the line here.
Tell you what, the little Hyundai, 2.39 and 60. He's left the Focus for dead.
Tell you what, there's lots of fire coming, little fireballs coming out the back of the Focus though. He's trying to catch back up. No, it looks like he's
Almost sounded like he was key banging it the whole way down.
Yeah.
All right.
He takes the win at 13.67 at 102.
Yeah, we've got FDL coming back out, but he's going to be taking on Sus Az from Empire Racing.
Yeah, got Dimitri here in the Aeroflow lane.
Geez, Pedal Van, man, you had to say his proper name on the chat, didn't you? You really want to stir Ben up, don't you?
Got the RS6 rolling around the burnout box. Being all drive, burnouts aren't the best for it. Just staged up, waiting for the Falcon. Launch mode in the RS6. And the RS6 takes the win, 11.58, 124, and a 12.59 at 96 for the Falcon.
Yeah, I was actually expecting Sus Az just to be a little bit quicker than that.
Yeah. There's a couple of variables here tonight. You got the weather cooling down. Trying to get those tyres to stick with all the power. They got the Ford Capri taking on the Ford Falcon.
Well, the temperature has dropped. It's currently about 27 degrees out there at the moment. So,
what was it before, Stu? 27?
27, yeah.
Yeah, okay. It's actually quite a decent night to come and spectate for a bit.
I reckon. Yeah, welcome all the families that are here tonight, all the kids that are up in the grandstand, and all the parents. Welcome everybody. Oh, how cool is this? Taking off is here. Awesome.
Taking on the boss.
Oh, I love this car.
The Falcon coming around the VY Commodore to take the win with a 13.3 at 120 versus a 16.55 at 83.
That great sounding RB underneath the bonnet of the VL taken off. He's got a set of radials on the rear end of it. Let's see what he can get out of this car. He is taking on Boss M2.
Just waiting for Boss M2 as a first timer. Just getting some advice from our friendly officials down here. Just got the M2 into pre-stage. She's gone over. She's going to might have to bring back and do a slight adjustment.
I just guiding him back. Just get him to inch forward into stage. We're ready to rock and roll. Well, taken off, out with a 1.42 in the 60 from the VL. Boss M2 went straight towards the 60-foot mark and got it back in. Goes in 11.98 to an 11.18 there for the VL. Gotta love to have some quick VLs here on a Wednesday night here at Aeroflow Race for real.
Good old sound of a turbo RB26, mate.
They sound great, don't they?
Sound awesome.
Well, if you can't have a Skyline here, that's your next best thing.
Find something with the RB in it.
Now, a bit surprised we don't have any Subarus here this evening.
That's true, yeah, I haven't seen any
Yeah.
Rexies or anything. In the bird box here we got SSV Jet and the Commodore Ute taking on Exorcist and the RS3.
Yeah, SSV Jet, he's not afraid to warm those rear bags up, have a little bit of fun. Of course, we do say it's all about safety here at Sydney Dragway, and it is. You know, it's better to do it here than do it on the street, and we encourage anyone who has never drag raced before to come out and give it a go.
RS3 strides out to the lead. Solid run. And rolls out to 11.4 at 125.
And on the brakes at 1,000.
Yeah. Rolls it out to 11.4 at a 13 for the Commodore Ute.
Well, that's potentially a high 10-second car.
Yeah. I've seen it do 10 somethings before. Those 5-cylinder motors, a lot of potential in those. You can turn off quite easily.
Brad's just asked a question, Adam. He said, probably a stupid question. Well, no question is really stupid, Brad. How much does the environmental temperature affect the performance of a car?
Well, it could actually affect it dramatically. Basically, the hotter the air, the less dense of the oxygen in the air. So as the colder the temperature means the colder the air means more dense of oxygen going into your engine. As that's main reasons why some forced induction vehicles with larger intercoolers try and cool the air across the front of the vehicle before it gets into the ignition, so to speak.
And too much humidity too. You don't want too many water granules in the air either, Brad, which doesn't help horsepower at all.
Quick rollover on the red for the Violet Rumble.
Yeah.
Circles around past the Aeroflow lane, the 13.4.
Yeah, I agree, Steve. Go the VL. Totally agree, mate. That VL is cool. Been around for a little while too, that car.
Taken off.
It has, mate, taking off. Yeah, it's been around for a fair while, that car, but still runs the numbers. As David Martisevic comes out now in his Cortina. And he's taking on 76 Barra, the Barra-powered Falcon with running a little bit of nitrous. Let's say hello to Ross. G'day, Ross. How are you, mate?
Solid burnouts from the Bear.
Tell you what, got a pretty good crowd down there in the viewing area tonight too. Getting a nice face full of tyre smoke.
Definitely great to see some of the patrons taking advantage of the facilities we have here. Not often you get to be right next to a car taking off at the quarter mile.
Ah.
So the Capri's taken off. 76 Barras leaving the line.
Here's one, the boost up, 1.88 and the 60 for the big Falcon. 10.57 this time for David Martisevic. And 76 Barra running on through. 11.22 at 1.24 as the VK comes back out and he's about to take on Marko Grigic in the Viz Rotary 13B powered RX3. Just struggled a little bit there for the burnout for Marko.
Marco coming into the stage. VK took off like a rocket ship. Marco's trying to find the right moment to build it up. There we go. Lights the rears.
Yeah,
powers through. And rolls out at 60.
Yeah, 10.51 there for the Commodore, but Marco just had to do a little bit of a pedal as he got the car out to about 30 foot and it just did not hold. So we're just going to wait for Marco to take the RX3 around the corner before we let this little Gemini, which I must admit I've been pretty impressed with tonight.
Yeah. I say this Gemini and the EH hold.
Yeah.
They're definitely the two I want to go have a cheeky look at that engine bay later.
Yeah, that EH just blew my mind how quick that went. 10-1 earlier tonight. That was awesome.
Gemini coming into pre-stage. Staged up.
A 1.59 this time in the 60 for the little Jemmy. Nice and straight down the rocket lane. Perfectly in the groove. And runs it on through with an 11.22 at a 120.
Beautiful.
Nice pass there. David Martisevic coming up the return road. G'day, Dave.
I think you heard, but didn't know where to look.
Yeah, no, that's true. That's a good thing about being up here in the studio. Well, the bikes have been turning it on tonight here at Sydney Dragway's Aeroflow Race for real on a 10.06 with 3 at 1:45 to an 11:37 as Michael Richards comes back out on the Jexter 750. Well, guys, what we might do, take a little bit of a break. We'll get a few words from some of our sponsors here at Aeroflow Race for real with Adam and the Rocket, and the Bushman will be here and back, raring to go very, very soon.
Air filters, oil filters, fittings, engine and transmission parts, fuel systems, tanks, silicon hose, exhaust, air conditioning, turbo and nitrous accessories, and more. Get your free catalogue and shop online now at aeroflowperformance.com.
Bank shift shifters from Aeroflow Performance, truly embodied for the body image. Featuring a full bespoke billet case, all shifters are designed for right-hand drive vehicles with an LED lit gear position. Available in either ratchet or gated options, as well as OEM replacement shifters for popular Holden and Ford vehicles. A large range of bank shift spares are available for each shifter that includes shifter cables, brackets, lever and gate kits, trans brake buttons and drop boxes for the ideal mounting solution. Shift into gear and check out a full listing at aeroflowperformance.com.
How would it be if we funded a pilot program for you to run that enabled you to bring some visually impaired kids onto the safety program?
Oh yeah, that would mean the world. My reward is small kids' faces.
And since you mean so much to others, we'd also like to do something for you personally. But how would it feel if Pepper said you, your partner, and your daughter Molly to the Gold Coast for a few days?
Yeah, awesome. I don't know what to say. It amazes me. Thank you very much.
Stay informed, up to date and entertained thanks to the Western Weekender. The Western Weekender is Penrith's leading free and local newspaper, delivering the best content from on-the-ground journalists and providing businesses with direct access to potential customers. News, sport, entertainment, puzzles and so much more. The Western Weekender is the heartbeat of Penrith and it's out every Thursday. Get your free copy at selected locations in the area, home delivered, or check out westernweekender.com.au.
Boosted turbochargers from Aeroflow Performance are designed for the automotive enthusiast who wants optimal performance at a competitive price. We have a range of turbochargers in both ceramic ball bearing and 360-degree journal bearing options to suit your power goals from 200 up to 3,000 horsepower. To help turbocharge your vehicle, Aeroflow Performance also have a large range of turbocharger accessories. From steam pipe turbo manifolds, external wastegates, and intake and exhaust solutions, you can have your car boosted in no time. For a full listing, check out aeroflowperformance.com.
Speed Addict Clothing Co. Fast clothes for fast people. Shop now at speedaddictco.com.au.
I have this incredible drive to succeed. I've just got this ambition, I want to get on the podium. I think there's a lot of people that have an older mentality and don't think women belong in motorsport. And that's one thing I'd like to prove a lot of people wrong. It's you in the car and it's your ambition and your drive to win. As soon as that helmet goes on, that's it. I'm Brooke Newson. I'm a sprint car and outlaw kart driver.
Not slow.
Not difficult.
Not just ticking boxes.
Not a bank.
Talk to Australia's real-life non-bank for home loans, car loans, personal loans. Pepper Money, the home of loan options.
Pro Drag Racing returns to Sydney Dragway this November for the last time this year. See Australia's best racers hit the track with 4,000 horsepower each and a need for speed at over 400 k's per hour. Pro Alcohol, Pro Mod, Pro Stock and Pro Bike will all be there, with Pro Import hitting the track for the first time as a professional class. With tickets from $25 and family passes available, plus kids under 12 free. Tickets available now at prodragracing.com.au. You can't afford to miss this one.
Aeroflow Performance provides a wide range of high-quality performance products for racers, street machines and hot rodders. Aeroflow Performance provides a wide range of high-quality performance products for racers, street machines and hot rodders. From fittings, fuel system components, intake solutions and even turbocharger systems. You can see it all at aeroflowperformance.com.
And we return back with the Ford Falcon taking on the VY Commodore. Both staged up, ready to go. Aeroflow next win there for the 12.8 at 124. Come up here in the Aeroflow lane, we've got the bright yellow XR6 Falcon taking on the purple Commodore wagon. Commodore takes off a bit early, Falcon's leaving the line. Falcon taking the win at 11.7 at 120. Just coming out, a little bit of mop up here in the Aeroflow lane while we get taken off, getting ready to take on Brian Atta Singh.
Yeah, it's great to see all our sponsors that are a big part of what we do here at Sydney Dragway. And I actually remember to bring my laptop tonight for the first time in a long time. Normally I don't bring the laptop unless it's a professional event, because I've got a few little notes and stuff that I have on here in relation to race cars. But one of our great sponsors that we do have here at Sydney Dragway is Bespoke Financial Advisory, and they're based in Marrickville, and they can help with commercial business finance, home loans, development finance and equipment finance. So you can speak to one of their experts by calling 1300 030 555 or make an inquiry at info@bfadvisory.com.au. And of course, another great sponsor which not only do they sponsor here at Sydney Dragway, but they will be sponsoring the Pro Mod class coming up next month, or less than 10 days, because the 15th and 16th of November, if you love championship drag racing, ladies and gentlemen, you do not want to miss it. It is going to be huge. Enviro Waste Services, they're based out at Yennora, and they specialise in liquid waste removal, oily water disposal, grease trap waste, septic tank cleaning, package waste, product destruction, hazardous liquid waste. So they've got a huge big fleet of trucks which are on standby, and you can give them a call on 1300 141 315 or email them at info@envirowaste.com.au. As we've got a bit of a clean-up in aisle 1. So Brian doing the right thing. He's got the bonnet up on the Commodore just to get a little bit more cool air to circle around that motor. He's done plenty of runs tonight. And Brian, you've been very consistent tonight, mate. The car's looking good for the next round of the Speed Addict Clothing Company New South Wales State Championship Series. Of course, Sammy Jo is not here tonight. She's over in Perth. So we hope Sammy Jo will be back hopefully next week. All right, guys, engines have refired up. We got taken off this great sounding 6-cylinder Commodore. Don't forget, guys, next week's Aeroflow Race for real is going to be it's a theme night, and it's going to be V8 versus inline 6. So we're getting a bit of a taste of it right now. We've got the LS in the front of Brian's car, and we've got the RB underneath the bonnet of taken off. So if you've got a V8 or an inline 6, you are able to race for $40 next week. So you don't want to miss that. That's our next theme night here at Sydney Dragway. That's actually the second last theme night for the year. And of course, the one coming up in December will be the Christmas party. Taken off, goes in 11.06 with the 6 to a 12.45 and 111 there for Brian. Now I can hear a turbo.
I was about to ask you if you could hear a turbo. I could hear it. I could definitely hear a turbo. Which one?
I think it's coming out of the rocket lane.
I think you're right.
I think it might have a little turboed LS in it.
A little bit of hairdryer action.
Steve, not sure what the paint code is on the VL.
The sky blue one. Is that a standard colour, you think? Standard colour on the VK?
Yeah, that's the old South Australian Pursuit car colour.
Okay.
That light blue that the VK's had.
Yeah.
Now, the Jemmy's just been pushed back. Chris has just picked up a little bit of fluid that has come out of the car.
Pass the taste test.
All right, beautiful. Yeah. Yeah, if you're wondering what Adam's talking about, ladies and gentlemen, we do a taste test now and again. As disgusting as it sounds, it actually does work. So unfortunately there, a little bit of a problem in the burnout there for the Jemmy, but at least he'll be able to take the line and be able to race. Oh, that's not very nice panel van, man. There's not a lot of VLs on the side of the road. Most have been turned into drag cars or very quick street cars at that.
Yeah, looks like might have that leak ongoing for that Gemini.
Yeah.
So rolling back, have a quick inspection. VK eagerly awaiting his turn in the airflow lane.
Yep.
So a slight delay here while the Gemini reverses back out.
You have to take that car. Now, is he going to do a burnout? I dare say he's going to have another crack at the burnout. Or maybe not. No, they're going to send that back to the pits. So, 086 on the tree from the VK, 1.58 in the 60. That thing is screaming down the Aeroflow lane and goes 10.46 with the 3. At 129, the Jimmy's back.
Gemini coming up for another attempt here.
Well, 1.60 in the 60 this time for the Gemini. Gem LS1, nice and straight down the rocket lane and running on through with 11.14, 120. Good to see a Gemini still out having a drag race. Of course, there's been a couple of them on the burnout pads over the years, but not many. As the breeze has really picked up, there's a headwind at the moment coming up the track.
Yep. Speaking of Geminis, the Mighty Carmons guys have just finished restoring a Gemini.
Oh, really?
Yeah. They, I'll have to try and find you some photos of it. But yeah. So it's a Porsche blue colour they've painted.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Patrick, the burnouts are scheduled to be around 9:30.
Up next, we've got the group of bikes. Swaying on the Rocket Lane stage up. Aeroflow Lane taking the win at 10:17 at 1:45 to 11:27 at 1:24. I really like that blue colour on that VK steering.
Yeah, I do too.
It's on the return row where it's glistening in the light. Just
well, my dad's old VK Commodore was that colour, but it was also silver underneath. It was a two-tone.
But it's two-tone.
Yeah, it was an ex-Pursuit car from South Australia.
Okay.
Yeah, that was the colour they came in. It's a beautiful colour.
It's a lovely colour. Next one, like the Aeroflow Rocket Lane took the win at a 10:69. There's the next pair take off.
We hear one bike getting up in the revs there to try and get it off the line. Both bikes pretty much side by side. Who's got the win? The Rocket Lane to 10.88 with the 5 at 1:37.
Close mile an hour or two.
Well, struggled to get that bike off the line. Maybe just a little bit of wheel spin.
Shaking his head, I'm guessing he wasn't happy with the launch.
Yeah.
That's why we're here, though. Practice makes perfect.
That's exactly right. It's also about finding that spot on the racetrack, particularly on the start line, where the grip levels can be marginally different as well. So it's about trying to place your bike somewhere that you think you can get the most traction.
Yeah. Definitely a make and break area of drag racing.
Well, 1.76 to the 60. This is on for another 9-second pass. Yeah, 9.67 with a 7 at 1.46. So he's got the consistency.
Solid burnout here from the Falcon Ute.
Yeah, he's definitely not shy about burning up those tyres. I think Dad's driving the car tonight.
Yeah, the rev limiter on the Civic.
Dad's driving that tonight.
Civic's crawling. He might get him here. He might be a close. Oh, he did. 14.52 at 96 to a 14.67 at 92.
Jeez, there wasn't much then.
No.
No, there was only half a second.
I was a bit hesitant to say it, then I was like, no, I've got the
The Hyundai i30N down there in the rocket lane, about to take on the Falcon.
Come next, get a look at the XR5 Turbo Focus taking on the Turbo Starlet.
Hear a banging noise coming out of there. Coming through the track mics, so I don't know if it's coming out of that little Toyota Starlet or if it was coming out of the Ford. There's a little popping sound.
Yeah, I did hear it.
Yeah.
Maybe the Starlet's got some two-step, or the Focus got...
Possibly.
Focus taking the win 15.4 at 95 over 17.34 at 82.
Yeah, I'm trying to find the details on that little Toyota Starlet.
Yeah.
That's down there. I can't seem to find it, but I'm pretty sure that it is a turbo 1.3.
Okay. I remember the old Starlet Glanzers.
Where?
The black and white Panda.
Yeah, they were good. They were a bit of a weapon of a car back in the day.
Yeah. I remember Dale from Customer Performance had one that he was doing some research on. You could hear that thing coming from 2 or 3 blocks away. Screamer pipe and all.
Nice. Well, I'll tell you what, that white Falcon just ran on through with a 10.46 with a 7 at 1:31. As we've got a Toyota Orion about to come out now in the rocket lane, about to take on the Lexus.
ISF 8U.
Don't know whether it would... Oh, it would eat the Orion.
Yeah, it's a V8 Lexus ISF. So...
Not quite sure.
Yeah. Orion looks like a TRD Orion, so you get a supercharged V6 versus the V8 and the Lexus.
Well, weight difference, there wouldn't be too much difference between both the cars. Like
Yeah, so the V8 probably have a line than the V6 is it, or let's just say that they're very close. 34 for 10.7, the Aeroflow takes the win, and the Lexus to a 13.9 at 99 kilometers an hour for the Orion.
All right, we've got Exorcist back out now in the Aeroflow lane, about to take on Tina Johnson in the Falcon.
Yes, this is a power tune. Launch mode. Just rolls out of it after the 60.
Yeah, 1.666 in the 60.
It rolls out to a 16.5 at 88, and the RS3 comes in at a 16.3 at 65. Up next, we've got the 2 VY V6s. Red versus silver.
Two V6 Commodores about to go head to head. Both of them P-platers doing the right thing.
Keeping it off the street. Mate versus mate, potentially.
Potentially, yeah. Might be from Club Mang Nation.
Yeah. Going for the bragging rights.
Well, the red Commodore got the better reaction time, but the better 60 foot out of the rocket lane.
It looks like the red's just got the edge on it this one. Crosses the line for a 16.1 at 88 miles. Over a 16.6 at 82. Down here on the rocket lane, we've got Sussaz, the Empire Mechanical sticker, first timer.
Tell you what though, the Falcon down there in the Aeroflow lane.
Solid, wasn't it?
Yeah, he doesn't worry about his rear tyres, does he?
He might be doing the poker face, trying to get in the Suss's head here for the
Yeah,
launch.
I think he might be actually. He goes, yours might be an Empire car, but
Yeah.
I can still beat you.
Just getting the Falcon lined up again in the Aeroflow.
Oh, big turn of the tyres by the sound of it.
Squirrely.
Yeah.
Looks like Sus Falcon's trying to come back around.
Has he
Just
got
edged
him?
it.
Oh, he did.
Yeah.
Wow.
12:39, 1:23 for Sus as he takes the defender of the Falcon.
All right, Brian back out in his Commodore, about to taking over. Inline 6 versus V8. Our theme night for next week. So if you've got a car with an inline 6 or you've got a V8, that's our theme night next week before the round of the PDRC and also the state championship rounds as well, with all your favourite bracket races here in Sydney. All right, the big SLR 5000 down here in the rocket lane, about to take on the wagon, which just needs to reverse back and then re-bump itself back in. Well, the Tirana, a little bit of wheel spin, about 20 foot out from the start line. Just had to do a slight pedal, and the sports wagon 1190 with a 2. 1394 there for the SLR 5000 as Mark Hayes comes out now in 275 NOS. Big set of 275 radials on the rear end, nitrous, and he's taking on David Martisevic in his trusty 347 cubed Windsor as we see the purge from Mark. Of course, his big Tirana that he owns, that thing is wild when it does the purge. He's got 2 shots of nitrous coming out from the bottom with the cross on it. It looks wicked. I'll tell you what, this is Carolyn's car, 6 years in the bill.
Didn't it? Solid straight run.
And this is a great run from Mark, 9.24, 148.3.
Solid effort, solid effort.
That is sensational there. Hey, Carolyn, can you wait to have a drive? I can't wait to see Carolyn behind the wheel. Because Carolyn no stranger to quick Tiranas in her own right either. As we're about to have a BMW versus BMW battle. We've got the gloss black.
Yep. Both first timers as well.
Yeah. Well, 2.31 in the rocket lane this time.
Yeah, the M2 definitely got it off the line. Closes it into the 11.9 at 126 and the 14.3 at 113.
We've got this Cortina coming out now. Now, I have been told that this has still got Cortina-style brakes in the front of it.
All right.
How cool is that?
Yeah.
Got a big supercharger.
How cool is that, or how hot is that? Those brakes will be getting really hot.
I'll tell you what, it's making all the right noises as well. Yeah. Love the sound of the blown V8.
I'm just imagining it now doing a tip-in.
Yeah. Well, as long as it doesn't go sideways down the end of the track.
Yeah. Oh.
Just struggling to get
commentator's curse, Stewie.
Yeah. I'm the king of that. 10.66 this time for the VK, and the Cortina going a 14.42. As Marko Grigic comes out now in the Viz Rotary Mazda RX-3.
Already got the boost. Nice little left to right there. Getting the heat in the tyres. Fisher just making sure the doors are closed. Quick little systems check here before he rolls in the stage. He builds up the boost.
That's much better from Marco. 1.53 in the 60.
Solid
He's on it full pass. Oh no, I thought he was on for a full pass. So shut it off. Still goes a 10.65 at 102.
Yeah, just like he's rolled off just before the 8th.
Yeah.
Definitely took off straight though.
Yeah, that was a good solid pass there from Marco. Brett Coppin coming out now on the Suzuki GT750. I love watching Brett ride. I mean, he's a tall, skinny guy, but he's really got that pro stock bike look about him.
He looks
you
like
know,
very
he's got
methodic
the
what
pro.
he does.
Yeah, he's got the pro bike stance. As much weight over that front wheel as he can. 1.64 in the 60 this time for Brett. Just faded towards the centre line slightly. It still goes to 10.25 for the 6 at 1.28 to an 11.25.
Quick little clean up in the Aeroflow lane. Coming out of the burnout box. Slowly rolling into their staging light.
Oh, 004 in the tree for the Aeroflow lane. And a 9.68 at 146. So, getting a lot better, more comfortable on that bike now. Consistently down in that mid 9.6 second range. As Mank 4 litre comes out now, rips it up in the burnout.
Civic's at the lights going, come on mate, I want to race.
Yeah, that's it. Come on, I want to smack you
He's already
with...
staged in, he's trying to intimidate the Falcon.
Yeah, he goes, I want to smack you with some VTEC, yo.
Yeah.
And the barrel's like, no chance. Oh, red light from the little Honda. That is unfortunate. But he's still going to record a time.
He's going to be, dude, I almost had you. Moment. Look like pretty neck and neck here across the line here. Wow. 14.8 took on the win at 95 mile. 14.5 at 94 for the Falcon. You know, Tommy Mackin and Evo coming up on the rocket lane. You got something in the chat, Stewie?
Yeah. Still a great looking car after all these years. They really are.
Yeah, they're definitely a historical timepiece.
Oh, yeah.
Falcon takes off.
I mean, I'm glad to see the car out here. I just don't want him to break it.
No, it's like it's a privilege to have it here, but you're just like, oh.
I haven't seen that GTR come back yet.
No. No, it seems to maybe have a quick look in under the bonnet, maybe try and do some work on it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's up the back there.
The Turbo start with a hefty burnout, taking on the XR5 Turbo in the Aeroflow lane. Focuses, rolls over his stage, just come back, put him back in reverse for a reset.
Yeah, the little Starlet had done the right thing, just rolled back a little bit. He did deep stage.
focus opens up its legs. So after the 8th, taking over to the quarter here for a 15.34 at 94. This is a 16.9 at 81. Good old crackle tune coming out the back of the focus there.
All right, the Hyundai i30N down here in the rocket lane.
This is the i30 non-N.
Non-N, yeah. Panel van man, just maybe just keep that a little PG rated, please, mate. We don't really want that on the chat, please, panel van man.
Corrales going to back it up here, try and do a restage. He's just gone a slight bit over here. It's the first time here, so just get some advice from the staff at resetting. As the focus, Ford Falcon in the Aeroflow lane, ready for stage. Just got to wait for the Corolla now as he pre-stages in. He's staged.
Well, Tina out with a .049 on the tree. That's a good reaction time there from Tina. 2.51 on the 60 from the Falcon.
See what the turret doesn't want to give up here.
No, it's getting close.
Oh, 16.54 to a 16.26.
Geez, there wasn't much in that at all.
Yeah, got XSS out again, the RS3. Taking on at the VW Commodore in the Aeroflow lane. So RS3 launching in open launch mode. Letting it rip.
It just nosed right over.
Yeah, it sounded like a backfire. Kind of
Don't know where he's just getting off it, Adam, or if there is a slight problem with the car.
Sometimes with the RS3, if you launch them hard, they kind of get into like an overboost situation, and then the computer takes over.
Okay. Yep.
So sometimes you gotta feather it more than wheel spin it to try and stop it.
Yep.
All
right, Violent Rumble is back out. Yeah, that's what we're talking about. Well, guys, what we might do, might get a few words from some of our sponsors, and we'll be back very, very soon here at Aeroflow Race for Real.
Pro Drag Racing returns to Sydney Dragway this November for the last time this year. See Australia's best racers hit the track with 4,000 horsepower each and a need for speed at over 400 k's per hour. Pro Alcohol, Pro Mod, Pro Stock and Pro Bike will all be there, with Pro Import hitting the track for the first time as a professional class. With tickets from $25 and family passes available, plus kids under 12 free. Tickets available now at prodragracing.com.au. You can't afford to miss this one.
I've chosen to use VP Racing fuel since I was a teenager racing motocross, which was 21 years ago now. I just have a really personal trust with VP Racing fuels.
Running on the ragged edge of blowing up and not, a lot of it has to do with the race fuel, and that's what we rely on, VP Racing fuels.
VP has been making racing fuel for 43 years. They're the official fuel of multiple top series globally. No matter where we are in the world, no matter what fuel we need, it's always consistent, it's always perfect and exactly what we're expecting and our tuners expecting. They support myself, my Drift Alliance bros, and for that, I'm extremely thankful. Keep making amazing fuels, and we'll keep out there having fun.
Stay informed, up to date and entertained thanks to Para News. Para News is Parramatta and the Cumberland area's leading free and local newspaper, delivering the best content from on-the-ground journalists and providing businesses with direct access to potential customers. News, sport, entertainment, puzzles and so much more. Para News really is the paranews.com.au.
Bank said no to your home loan? Talk to us.
Not a bank.
Talk to Australia's real-life non-bank for home loans, car loans, personal loans. Pepper Money, the home of loan options.
Whether you're building a street machine or a race car, Aeroflow Performance has a solution for you. Our ever-increasing range features boosted turbocharger systems, Bosch Motorsport products, X-Pro electrical systems, hoses and fittings, bang shift shifters, differential parts and fabrication components. You can see it all on aeroflowperformance.com.
Drag racing is not just about the horsepower. There is also some cool science at play right here on the racetrack. These drag strips aren't just regular concrete. We treat it with a special kind of glue often referred to as traction compound. I usually twist my foot and it's alright. This is designed to ramp up the traction of the track's surface. It's getting worse by the minute for us racers to go straight and fast. In drag racing, every millisecond counts. That's why the teams adjust the car's setup to suit the track conditions. Teams can assess the traction on the track by using this interesting device called a traction meter gauge. The bottom of the device has a rubber pad that mimics a racing slick. To measure the track's grip value, the user stands on the base, ensuring the rubber pad bonds with the racing surface. Turning the torque arm on the top of the device will rotate the rubber pad. Long brakes, using a signal teams can then use this number to help create baselines for grip in their respective setup.
Well, welcome back here to Aeroflow Race Reel here at Sydney Dragway. It's the Pocket Rocket up here in the studio with one of our recently new commentators has just joined us, Adam Heron. G'day, Adam. Of course, the Bushman is on the wheels of steel tonight. Benji's unfortunately at home. He had a bit of a whoopsie on his motorcycle, so we need you to rest up there, Ben. Hope you're enjoying the live stream. Benny, welcome, Tony, to the live stream. Apparently it's foggy in the UK, according to RC.
It's always foggy in the UK.
Yep. .048 on both sides of the racetrack. But Rocket Lane just rides around his counterpart with 11.10 at 126 to 111.61. Fog is the worst weather for bikes, RC. Actually, it's the worst weather for any type of vehicle. I know when I sometimes go on the up the M1, as we call it here in Sydney, heading up towards Queensland, the fog up the top around Mount White is
so
a little
Mooney
bit dodgy.
Bridge too. Just,
it is. G'day, Jack. Northern Territory Jack, tuning in from Darwin. How's things up in Darwin, Jack?
Good to see you in the NT.
Yep. That's one place, actually, Jack, that I'd love to visit is the Northern Territory. I've never actually been up there.
I'd love to see you there, or we still can.
Yeah, definitely.
Catch some barramundi fishing.
Yeah, seeing some big salties up there as well.
Yeah.
That'd be sensational. Now, IHRA just having a chat with the driver of that steel bumper. I think it's a Hull. but looks like he might have gone a little bit too quick. So unfortunately, the sticker has got to come off, and he would have to get the car teched.
So here we've got the supercharged Dorian again against the ISF V8. Fairly neck and neck again. Looks like the Lexus has got the edge here. Cost the line here for 13.45 at 107 to a 13.98 at 100. Sorry.
Oh, this should be a good race. The Honda Civic Type R up against the Tommy Mackinnon Edition Evo.
Civic early off the line. Good reaction time there. Looks like he's going to keep rolling through for the win. And Civic in the Rocket Lane does take the win at 14.97 at 94 on the Tommy Mackinnon Evo. 16.6 at 89. Look at this strong front wheel journey from this Starlet.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. Well, if you want to make a statement, you may as well.
He's the people's
go
champion
big.
of the night.
I reckon.
Starlet here gets in the stage, waiting on the Focus now as he rolls in.
Yeah, this Focus is aimed straight towards the 330 mark.
It looked a bit angled, didn't it?
Yeah.
Focus comes around to the Starlet in the 8th. Starlet rolls through to take the win. 15.3 at 97 to a 17.2 at 81.
Yeah, I've never really understood those crackle tunes in cars.
I may or may not have one of mine.
Oh, really?
Really?
Yeah.
It's good for tunnels. If people get like, you know, when you people in the overtaking lane that shouldn't be in the overtaking lane, and you still a little bit of a decel, and they're like, "Oh, I'll move over for you." And you're like, "Thank you, ma'am, madam or sir."
Yeah, well, that makes sense. That's understandable. All right, little Toyota Corolla up against a Hyundai i30. Korea versus Japan.
Battle of the Hatches.
Yep.
Just waiting on the I-30. Sorry, the stage in. Oh.
So just to the guys that, our regulars that are watching via the live stream, guys, just so you know, I won't be racing the Rocket at this stage this year. I would have liked to have brought it out, but unfortunately, I haven't got tyres for it yet. So I'm still waiting for my tyres to arrive at the shop that I ordered them through. So yeah, I won't be racing. So maybe January or February next year, I might bring the Rocket out for a run. And you guys can be nice to me.
We're always nice to you, Stewie.
Ah, yeah.
We'll have to do a Kia Mazda 2 shoot off.
I reckon that'd be quite fun. Dial your own racing.
We could probably go, we're so slow we could do our own commentary down the track.
Yeah, we probably would actually.
Ford Falcon staging up here in the Rocket Lane.
Ah, here we go. Ben's not even on the wheels of steel, and there's a message that comes up and says, "I hear excuses." Thanks, Bushman. I'm not scared, Ben. I just haven't got my tyres that I was hoping to get on either this week or next week.
Are you sure they said these tyres will let you do 12s?
Well, if I can get a 17 out of it, high 17,
yeah.
Anything with a 17, I'd be happy. But, you know, until I get these tyres, I can't do anything. So,
yeah, you might have a danger to manifold moment, Stewie.
Well, yeah, maybe. I mean, I still need a little bit of grip.
Yeah. Commodore launches off the line in the Aeroflow lane. Looks like the Falcon's going to try and reel him in.
Oh, bit of flame out of that car down there in the rocket lane.
Yeah. So the Empire Sus vehicle.
Yeah.
Close but not close at the moment. Aeroflow lane takes the winner 13.37 to a 15 at 78.
G'day, Jessica. Welcome to the live stream. How are you, Jess?
As we just
You're tuning in for the burnouts, are you, Jess? Or even better, are you here at the track? Yeah. Hey, Steve, don't encourage him, please, on the live stream. Don't encourage him.
Marco again in the VIS rotary. Winding it up. That was a tough one.
Yeah, I reckon. Hey, Chris, he took his headset off at the right time. Just got an earful of Mazda power. Marco Grigic out there now in the RX3. Starting to get a handle on this track. Well, 1.42 this time in the 60 from Marco and goes 6.46 to the 8th mile at 88 miles per hour.
As we're changing over now to back to the bikes.
Well, that's a good thing when you're at work, Jess. At least you can still tune into the live stream and see what's going on here at the track. Hopefully we'll see you back here with the family next week for our V8 versus Inline 6 theme night here at Aeroflow Race for real. Now, I did mention last week, Adam, that I am going on the Inline 6 side next week. You know, being an import fan, I want to see the Inline 6s whoop some V8s.
Yeah. I've had a bit of both in my life, so I'm a bit partial to one and a bit partial to the other. I've had Turbo 2JZs and Camden LS1s, so I wouldn't mind seeing the V8s actually making a good comeback. Yeah.
Well, hopefully we can get some of these quick barra-powered Falcons that are around Sydney. And
they call it the Australian RB.
And of course, it's not just the Falcons either. Of course, we've got the new Supras. They've got Inline 6 in them as well.
Yep.
So
they have B58 or S50 or something in them.
That's right. Yep. Yep.
Brett Coping staging up Aeroflow lane. Lines up the pre-stage. .07 reaction there. 1.6 on the 60 foot. This thing really rolls out hard at the deep end.
Wow, 10.28 with 3. Great stuff there from Brett on the Suzuki GT750 as we're back into the cars, and the Platinum Racing Starlet winding it up in the burnout. It's about to take on the Ford Focus. Ben just said, speaking of excuses, Bushy, when's the Esky hitting the track again? Steve said, can he block you? But I'll tell you what, Panel Van Men, if you tune in, or even better, if you're here at the track for the next round of the Pro Drag Racing Championships, you want to see some good Mazda power, mate. We've got a 20B Mazda RX-9 coming out from Pack Performance. We've also got from Sedec Motorsport their Chevy Camaro with a 26B in it. So there'll be some quick Mazdas here coming up. That's the 15th and 16th of November, ladies and gentlemen, here at Sydney Dragway.
Great weekend for families. Get the kids involved.
Absolutely. And, of course, the big one next week. I like to call it the curtain raiser to that round.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone's going to be in race mode next week.
Give it that one last hit.
Ben said, you said what side are you on? Ben said his side.
I-30, the Aeroflow lane ahead of the Evo. Here, Stewie.
Yeah.
The I-30's going, you might get it. Got it.
17-0.
Not often you get to say that you've beaten Evo on the Dragway.
The margin was only 0.07. All right, Tina Johnson out now in her Falcon, about to take on the Hyundai i30N. Tina doing very well in the lights. 0.63 this time for Tina. Of course, getting some good tutelage from Sammy Jo, her sister, and also Brian. Now I can see a burnout car lined up out the back. We've got the Cortina lined up out the back as well.
I think if the Cortina's parked in the burnout lane, it has to do a burnout, isn't that the rule?
Well, that's if it is in the burnout lane.
Empire Mechanical powered Sassaz Falcon in the Aeroflow lane. Taking on the Silver FG.
Yes, the next vehicle is Turbo Sicko. It's a Turbo 26B. Still very much work in progress for that car, Sicko. But Sam doing a great job in the car, just getting some more seat time in it, getting a little bit more comfortable in it. It does have a lot more torque than the 20B. Not so much more power, it's just the torque they've got to get under control in that car. Hey, Jet Black.
Short delay here while we wait for the Falcon, the Aeroflow lane, to come down the return road.
We see our burnout cars starting to make their way out the next level. Cortina. Mang 4 litre is going to hit the pad as well. So I'm wondering if the Sun's going to be driving that car in the burnouts. Got a little Rodeo Ute.
Falcon launching away for the lead. Gemini's reaping him. Will he get around him? He might get around him here. He got around him. 11-1 at 120 for the win versus the 12-4 at 111. Mighty Gemini taking the win.
G'day, Shane. How are you, buddy? Yeah, I've been well, mate. Just working away as per usual. Just having fun here every Wednesday night, gearing up for the PDRC round, which is coming up on the 15th and 16th here, as well as the next round of the Speed Addict Cleaning Company New South Wales State Championship Series. So it's going to be big 2 days of racing. Hopefully I'll be on the mic again with my partner in crime, with the Bushman, calling some great bracket racing. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to get into the burnouts. All the people at the front of the grandstand, in front of the burnout pad, we need you to move back to where the blue seats are, please, so we can start the burnouts. So all the people that are down the front, if you all can move back to where the blue seats start, please, and then we can start the burnouts. There's those three kids down the front of the grandstand there, guys. Can I get you to move back, please, guys? So we can start the burnouts. Back up to where the blue seats are, please. Thanks, guys. All right, guys, we're not too far away from getting into the burnouts. I've decided to bring Adam out from the commentary box, give him a bit of taste of some burnout action here at Sydney Dragway. Are you ready?
I'm ready, Stu. I'm ready for the smoke to go straight into my face.
Oh, yeah. Well, our fantastic fire crew making their way up as our first car makes its way out. Great stuff there from the V6 Commodore to kick off the burnouts. Next up, we've got the Next Level Bathrooms, Ford Cortina. He's been doing drag racing tonight. It's going to be his first time on the burnout pad, and there's nothing better than a blown V8. If this doesn't get you fired up, I don't know what will. Are you ready? All right, let's just see if we can get this thing re-fired up. Thankfully, no flashes of flame out of it. All right, guys, so it looks like a few little teething issues there for the Next Level. We all have to get him towed off. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together. It was his first time on the burnout pad. Done a great job. That thing sounded mint. So, guys, of course, next week, due to it being a theme night, there will be no burnouts next week, and that's purely because it is a theme night. All right, guys, got to do a little bit of a clean-up out on the pad before we sing the next car, which will be Mang 4 litre. While we're doing this clean-up, we'll have a quick chat to him because we haven't seen him for a little while. What have you been doing, mate?
Just working on other projects.
Nice. Car projects or?
Yeah, car projects.
Ooh, any secrets?
Yeah, a few.
Nice, nice. Well, I'll tell you what, it's good to see you and your dad back out in the Mang 4 litre. We know he loves his burnouts for drag racing, but we know you give this thing a hiding, and it stood the test of time.
Yeah, it's been going good so far. Don't know how it's still going, though.
Neither do us. Every time I see it, you give it hell.
Oh, yes. Yeah, she keeps going.
You're doing a great job. Mang 4 leader, been drag racing all night. Speaking about burnouts, how good was it to see Lynchy get his car back over in the US? Of course, he had a big accident in it. They fixed it, and the car is back. Now, we've just got to get the kitty litter out. Maybe just soak up a little bit of oil. Well, as you can see, guys, we do have a fairly hefty clean-up in the burnout pad, but we've still got 4 more cars to come for the burnouts this evening for Aeroflow Race for Real. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back into the burnouts. Mang 4 litre is about to be let loose. Great stuff there from Mang 4 litre. Been drag racing the car all night and out for the burnouts. All right, next up on the pad, we've got Little Holden Rodeo Waffle. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Waffle. That was a great burnout there from the Little Rodeo Ute. Well, next up on the pad, one car that I know that does do a good skid is On the Sly. Good stuff there from On the Sly. Always puts on a solid showing on the burnout pad On the Sly. Next up, we've got the Commodore Ute. I dare say he's pretty pumped. He's ready to rock and roll. Sounds like he might have broken something in the driveline. That's a bit of a shame because he was doing a great effort on the pad there. Well, unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, he won't be able to finish his burnout, but we hope to see him back in the future here at Sydney Dragway. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that is it for tonight's Aeroflow Race for Real here at Sydney Dragway. My name's Stewie. Make sure you get home safe, ladies and gentlemen. Don't forget, next week it is our theme night, V8 versus Inline 6. It's going to be a big, big night. I'll hand it over to Adam to bring it home.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Hope you enjoyed yourselves tonight. Don't forget to check out the Facebook page for events, also the website for all the upcoming events. Also, thank Stuart today for being a great host, mate. Appreciate your hospitality. And hopefully catch you out in the next one.
Also, a big thank you to Stephen Bush up in the commentary box for his great work on the production side of it tonight as well. Well done, Bushy.